finally, the fog has lifted. We are ready to rock and roll here at the Viana World Bodyboarding Championship. And yes, this is the final day. Teza, I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm super pumped too. I was having bad flashbacks to the previous event at Sintra, of course, where we didn't get the competition concluded. But
so crazy.
Yeah. So, but anyway, it looks like we've got a little break in the fog. It's the semi-finals of the Pro Junior that we'll cut to shortly. But Manny, yesterday we had an amazing day.
Yeah, fully just packed with action, and we had waves. Even though it did drop just a little bit from the previous days, everybody threw down, and they threw down big. You know what? We have a highlight reel. Why don't we go check it out right now?
We can take it cool. Got time for you. Got time for two. We can take it cool. Got time for you. Let's take it cool. Got time for you. For you.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was the action from day number 4 here at the Viana World Bodyboard Championships. And, of course, well, that's a smoky little scene that it is here for the final day, of course, at APB. And at the moment, we're watching Armida Solivares from the Canary Islands just trying to flip off that one. Noah Capdeville, of course, in the yellow singlet is his opponent. So we are down to semi-final number 1. In the Pro Junior World Championships, it's Tez McKenna and, of course, Manny V holding it down. And we would love to hear from you people at home again to try and do a little bit of interaction as we see Noah up and riding. Of course, Noah's had some really great results since last year when he surfed in the Pro Junior. In fact, he's taken out people like Pierre-Louis Coste and Maxime Castillo, some real big names on the Grand Slam Tour, many at an ATB event earlier on this year in France.
You know what's funny? I was out there, got a few waves after the event, and I saw Nicolas Capdeville, the coach for these young Frenchmen, and I'm like, hey, Noah made it to the final, and he giggled. He's like, yeah, I have 2 boys, so I have 1 in 2 chances to get one of these kids into the later rounds of the Pro Junior. So he was stoked to have his son Noah Capdeville out there in the semifinals, and he pretty much said they are all pumped for this kid right now.
Alrighty, well there we go. As we said, we've had a big problem with the fog here at Arta Beach all day. We rocked up this morning. It looked like Bob Marley's lounge room on a Saturday night. You could hardly see anything.
Whoa, this is a family show.
You could hardly see anything. But the fog's starting to clear now, and we've just decided, look, let's throw the Pro Junior semi-finalists out there now, and we're going to go straight into the Pro Junior final as well, Manny, because you know why? The event here at the moment, the big focus is on the young kids in 2018.
Yeah, that's it. We got a world title on our hands right now, and it is going to go to one of 4 Groms that are still in the event and out in the water right now. It looks like Noah Capdeville has started his campaign for that final, which is going to happen, I believe, right after semifinal number 2.
Yeah, that's right. There'll be a short break, and during that break, I guess we might even try and bring in, like Ian Campbell or some of the top pro guys to see what they think about the Pro Junior division here this year in Viana. But it's been a resounding success. You can see it's only just contestable out here, but we really had to get this result here for the World Pro Junior Championship. So Noah Capdeville out into a lead, a 6.25 and a 4.5. There goes Noah there. Nice little attempt. Unfortunately unable to ride out of that one. And Armides Olivares from Canary Islands, the rider in the red singlet Rojo, has had a 3.75 and a 1.50.
Yes, I mean, this is it. We are coming down to the last 2 heats to find out who will be the finalists in the Pro Junior. So shout outs right now to Eduardo Mena. One of the bodyboarders is playing an integral part in Costa Rica, putting together the national tour along with Randall Chavez, making sure that the bodyboarders down there have a stepping stone on how to better their competitive skill set. And Hugo Menendez made a showing here, and we saw Yazdani down in Chile. So the Costa Ricans, they're pushing most definitely. So but you know who's making a really good mark? I mean, a serious mark is the French and the Canary Island Riders.
Absolutely, and of course we lost the Portuguese and the Australian. Of course it was Lucas F bowing out in the previous round, but it's been a really great success from from the association standpoint. Manny, it's been a real winner. Great to have the gang stacked on board. Of course everyone would have got a notification if you've signed up for Stacked. It would have came to the phone, and that would alert you to jump on the Facebook. So Manny, we might just do that straight away and jump straight into the Facebook. Chris Cummings is online.
Yes, sir.
Along with Fabuloso Circus Arts, saying the Frenchman go for some good vibes there. We've got Jib online as well as Eduardo Mena. Who else we got? Juan Santos. Finally, he said he was getting worried, but good job, boys, and look forward to seeing Juan on the microphone, of course, in Nazare. Bruno is online along with a whole bunch of other people, so please jump on board, let us know if you're watching. We've got Glenn Cavalles, of course, is one of the promoters from Antofagasta. We'll be catching up with Glenn in, of course, Nazare in a couple of days. Mark McDaniel is online, and we're going to the replays now, Manny.
Taking a look at a few of the waves that went down so far, and I believe that was a 1.5 or a 0.5 for Armida. And Armida, he's been on fire. Hopefully he doesn't slow down the momentum. And as we can see, Noah Capdeville is picking up the momentum as he has a 6.25 and a 4.5. So the Frenchman looking very strong with 12 minutes remaining. So we had the format set up and for a certain amount of time, but we are going to stick to the 25-minute semifinals and a 30-minute final.
All right, which reminds me, Manny, did we change the sequence in the Stacked? We did. Awesome, mate. You're all over it as per usual. Coming up next, Javier Zerpa from the Canary Islands will take on the Brazilian Luan Tavares. And I told you yesterday that Luan Tavares, he has not cracked a smile the whole time he's been here. He's a warrior. He's here for business, and he wants that trophy.
Yeah, he is definitely on the hunt and wants to follow in the foot tracks of one of the former junior world title holders, and that was Socrates Santana, the young Brazilian, now affordable force on the men's Grand Slam series and also on the Quest series. So yeah, Socrates Santana, he pulled off a junior world title. Can Luan Tavares do the same for the Brazilians?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, folks. Keep the comments coming. We've got Andre Bernardo, of course, a former competitor on the World Tour and a great coach these days as well, looking on, of course. So Andre, great to catch up with you over the last couple of days. Hope you had all your questions answered there. I saw you speaking yesterday with the head judge. We've got Mile Hubbard saying the fog. Oh man, the fog. It's scary, man. It's only just visible out there at the moment. My biggest worry is that the competition will go on hold again, and that would just be an absolute nightmare if that was the case.
Yeah, I mean, what would happen in that situation? I mean, I wasn't in Sintra. I don't know what went down there, but man. what would happen?
Yeah, okay. So what will happen is we'll hear 2 blasts of the hooter, because when you turn the hooter system, we have an electronic hooter, of course, 25-minute heats. What happens, you can turn it all the way to the left. It will blast the hooter 2 times, and it will go on hold. The scores will be frozen, so we'll have to obviously pause the stack system, so the scores would stay the same. Riders will stay in the water for up to 5 minutes. If it's still foggy, we'll ask them if they want to come to shore, and we basically resume that heat at that point with the scores locked in and the priority once the fog lifts.
Okay, so there you have it. And we're going to keep marching in. We do have the Pro Junior semifinals, and then we're going to go straight into the finals, followed by the men's semifinal, and then we're going to end with the men's final at the end of the day. And there's a little bit of, more focus here on the Pro Juniors because of that world title race.
Absolutely. We've got a cup here with somebody's name on it, the 2018 APB World Pro Junior Champion. It's a great little cup, and we might even try and get, I think Vilma's out there
Vilma's
somewhere.
right there.
Yeah, we'll get her to bring the cup over here, and Manic, you can hold it up to the camera, and everyone can see what these kids are battling for. Thanks, Vilma. She's been doing such a fantastic job here on so many levels. So
I don't know if I'm worthy of holding this thing.
Of course you are.
I mean, the maneuvers and the action these guys are throwing down are next level, and I'm really stoked to see, that kind of performance being thrown down in the Pro Juniors. It's a bright future for the bodyboarding.
It certainly
sport.
is, and these guys have proved here that the next generation of bodyboarders are awesome. There it is, APB Pro Junior Champion for 2018. Many will have to get one of those made with world champion commentator for you, mate, one day.
Right after you accept yours. All right, back to the action. It is still a little bit of fog on the water, but 8 minutes 40 seconds remaining. I think we'll hopefully get through this first semifinal. And right now, I'm looking at the Frenchman, Noah Capdeville, looking very strong right now. But look at this. Out the back is a replay of what went down. I believe that was Armid Soliveres, a 5-point ride. So he is within striking distance.
That's right. Noah had to bail out of that one on takeoff. Oh, wow. That's happened to all of us in some stage of the contest, Noah. So don't be embarrassed about that one, mate. I've done that a couple of times myself. We want to say g'day to Matt Reed, who's watching, along with Sebastian, talking about the fog and how crazy it is. We got Martin Pedrero.
Looks like we did have a rider, yes, through the lip, punches through the lip. Nice roll right there. That is Noah Capdeville on one of the bigger waves that has come through. So we still have some contestable waves. It's just hitting under the fog. And the judges upstairs, they're going to call it if they cannot see past the shore break. I mean, they got to see the riders.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now it is definitely visible. You know what? The cameras are probably picking up the fog even more than the naked eyes. So here's the replay, and you can see that one there from Noah Capdeville. Noah looking to upgrade a 4.5 on his low score. So we'll see if he does that. Right now it's super close. Armides Olivares from the Canary Islands. Well, he only needs a 5.76. He's got a 5.0 and a 375. Well, it just grew a little bit, Manny, as we go back to live action.
All right, it is a big flip on the inside. Can he pull it around? That will definitely help him. Admid, he was doing those all day, essentially throughout the entire event. But here, he wasn't able to pull it off. That will definitely have helped him. But now on the hunt for a 6.26, Armid Soliveres.
All right, thanks, Ben. Ratevsky, nice little comments there, saying greatest commentators right here. Good on you, man. I love working with Manny. It just makes it so easy. And, well, I tell you what, Armides Olivares almost pulled that one off, and that would have been the sort of move to take him into the lead. We did have a score come through for Noah Capdeville at a 5.0, and that means that Armides Olivares now chasing a 6.26 with 6.23 minutes remaining. So there we go, folks. Your match needs a point a minute if you look at it that way. Big shout out to Jeremy Nathan, who's tuning in, saying who is in the finals. Which is the Pro Junior Finals. Keep in mind that one, Jeremy. And of course, we've got the later on, we've got the men's finals coming up, semi-finals, as we go back to that live action. And that is, again, the rider in red trying to find himself that score to get out of trouble, Manny.
Well, it looks like his maneuvers have slowed down just a bit, but Admid now finding the inside, and he is milking this wave all the way to the inside. I think that's what he needed to do to help better one of his two high-scoring waves. So the criteria, it is a 25-minute semifinal. Top two waves are scored, and only one rider will advance on into the final. So if you haven't already done so, you can download the Stacked app. So, yeah, Ricardo, I don't know if you have the logo there for the system, but if you want to see what each one of the judges is dropping for these maneuvers, and you know what? It's a great way to, practice your own judging. You can see and compare and see how you fit in the whole scheme of things.
Well, there it is there, folks. It's STACT. It's a nice little play on words because we quite often say that there's a stacked heat coming up next, and that's what it's all about. Go to the Apple Store or Google Play, of course, if you've got the Android phone, and you'll be able to see live events, athlete profiles, in-depth statistics, and a whole bunch more thanks to Mike and the gang from Stacked app.
Yeah, the pretty cool, fun fan app, and there it is. So let's see what we got on the scores right now. It is definitely is now going to be a hunt during the last few minutes here in the Pro Junior semifinal number 1. Admir Soliveres in the red jersey from the Canary Islands. And yes, there's the score that just dropped. It was a 5.33.
All right.
Milking it all the way in.
Okay, so that's going to close the gap. Here goes the replay. So, like you said, Admir Soliveres from the Canary Islands. I don't reckon he'd get to surf little beach breaks like this that much, of course, out there in Canary, where they've got a lot of big, heavy reef breaks. But he's really proficient, this guy. And we've really uncovered the stars of tomorrow here at this year's World Pro Junior. So awesome to watch. Don't forget, folks, on Stacked, one of my little favourite things to do, Manny, I like to go to play-by-play.
Oh, yeah.
It's another different way of checking it out. And what you can actually do is go through and you can see when the priority changed, at what time the guys caught the waves. And from a coaching standpoint, this is an excellent way to give the athletes feedback. So coaches around the world, if you've got bodyboarders or surfers for that matter, because Stacked is not just bodyboarding, download it and jump into it as we see Soliveres looking for something here, Manny.
Yes, he was looking for another solid score. This could help him right here. So
oh, wow.
In the last 5 minutes, did he pull it off? He is on the hunt for a 5.91. So, yeah, looking strong in the very last minutes.
Well, I got a feeling that he's going to get it here, and a big shout-out to Dino Casimiro. Looking forward to catching up with you, buddy, in Nazaré. We didn't get that coffee, but we'll catch up with it. So, Admir just going big on that first one, and the synergy between those two maneuvers was pretty special, Manny.
Uh-oh, Noah Capdeville. He better keep on trucking. He got 2 solid scores earlier in the heat. Now he has priority. And really quick, for those that are just tuning in and may not know the whole priority system, Teza.
Yeah, that's right. It's pretty simple. 2 guys hit the water with, 0 priority. 1 guy catches a wave. Whoever's in the lineup assumes priority. They take it in turns, effectively. It's almost like the old school way when you go surfing with your buddy. You go, this is my one, this is your one. It does really allow the athletes to concentrate on their performance, because before the priority was in place, of course, 2-man priority has been in place since way back in 77, I think. Peter Druin invented it at the Stubby Surf Classic. Stand-up comp used to be held on the old World Surfing Tour. So 2-man priority has been around for a long time, but 3- and 4-man priority, we were responsible for actually inventing that on the IBA back in the day. So, bodyboarding once again leading the way, as it does so often.
You know what? I think back when I used to compete amateur-wise in the the 80s, early 90s, there was no priority. And it was just so aggressive, and there was a lot of just it wasn't fun. It was more about who is able to paddle around the other person and grab the shoulder, and you weren't really seeing the best skills being put down by the rider. So with the priority, I think it's amazing. Here we go, out the back, the Canary Island rider, Admir Soliveres.
Wow.
Oh, nice backflip. He does pull that around. It is Noah Capdeville. He better look in his rearview mirror, because we got a hot Canary Island rider on his tail.
Absolutely, and with just over a minute and a half remaining, I don't know where Noah's been sort of MIA for the last couple of minutes. It's all been about the rider in red, and here's the replay for Admir Soliveres from the Canaries, looking for one big maneuver, and that's a good backflip maneuver, and he twisted that one around quickly, and he was chasing a 5.91. I would not be surprised to see a situation change with only 1 minute to go. So we're down to the Loco Minutos. Gregory is watching, of course, from New Jersey. We got South Bay local Kevin Brody is watching as well, so keep those comments coming, fellas.
Yeah, Opie is from that pretty epic crew, the South Bay bodyboarding crew, and one of their own, Matt Kitchen, has Chaos Kitchen. I don't know, man, I haven't watched, but every Thursday evening he puts together a nice cooking show. And I think the last thing he made was hot dogs. Here we go, up and running.
All right, well, is Noah Capdeville sitting still in the water? Because honestly, I haven't seen him catch a wave for a while. There he is. I know that's actually red for the next heat coming up, and that will, of course, be Javier Zerpa from the Canary and Luan Tavares from Brazil. So
the question is, where is Noah? Where's Noah Capdeville?
That's what I'm asking. Did he just come in early and let him go?
He's got 12 seconds. Man, he had a strong lead, and there it is, the situation change on the screen.
Wow.
A 6-point ride. Here's another look at that ride, but Noah Capdeville may have gotten knocked out of the event.
I think it was the ride previous, because this was incomplete. It was the one where he got those that backflip, 6.0. So Noah Capdeville, well, he just led Armides Oliveira. That's after the hooter, and you can tell by the body language there that Noah Capdeville, well, he's played his cards so beautifully, and he orchestrated his heats, you know, to perfection leading up to the semi-final. He had a really good lead, Manny, but he didn't sit on Armides Oliveira, and it's come back to bite him.
Yes, and that's where the strategy of having the priority in your hands could be in your benefit, and there he didn't take advantage of that. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Semi-final number 2 of the Pro Juniors coming up right after this.
Let's do this right now.
Live on epicenter.tv.
This thing was incredible. Welcome back, everybody, and there he is, the Canary Island rider, getting some props and hugs and super stoked right now. The young Canary Island rider, Armides Oliveira, will be one of the 2 finalists here to be called, to have the opportunity to be called the 2018 World Junior Pro Champion.
How exciting was that finish? Yeah, I'm so stoked to be back in the booth, Manny.
Yes, we have the defending world champion is Ian Campbell here in the hot seat. So Ian, I mean, how intense is it? And tell us first off, can you see? You're outside. Can you see the lineup? Is everything good from outside?
Oh, it's looking so good down there. Yeah, again, these Pro Juniors just putting on such a show. I mean, Noah Capdeville kind of had that heat, and I think he might have just let it slip a little bit towards the end there. But yeah, the local, I mean, not the local, the
Canary Island
rider, just like, man, at the end he was just so committed to getting that score. I think I saw him catch like 3 waves in a row, and Noah was sitting a little bit deeper than him in the water. I don't know if you could have seen that on the screen here, but he's just sitting a little bit deeper, and I don't think he was able to get the little inside nugs that were kind of running along the sandbar. So unfortunate for Noah Capdeville, and I'm sure all the French guys were hoping he'd take it through to the final, but that's how competition is, unfortunately.
Yeah, and check this out. We do have a possible matchup between 2 Canary Island riders. If Javier Zerpa Dominguez can pull off a win here against the very strong-looking Luan Tavares from Brazil.
Yeah, I know Luan is staying with one of the locals here, so I'm sure he's getting some knowledge and some coaching from him. I met them on the first day that I was down here, and it's just so epic to see how this bodyboarding community just takes care of one another, and we saw them all playing soccer and getting warmed up. But to me, it looks like the Canary Island rider, Javier Dominguez, is really focused on this next heat. I saw him, he was warming up just next to us, and Manny, he is looking dangerous out there. So this is going to be another action-packed heat. I hope we can get this fog just to clear away. It just, man, it's tough.
I wonder if we can go out and just do a quick swipe of the camera lens. Maybe that will help a little bit too, because you were out there, you were able to see the outside. Judges, they can see the outside, but I think it just adds a little bit more mist looking through the camera lens, I'm thinking. But either way, the judges and the spotter, they are going to stay on top of it to make sure they're not going to run the event if they can't see it. That's just you know, they can't. But so you know what, they are going to make sure they are going to see everything that goes down. So check this out, we do have the live feed up in action. First is live action out in the water. This is the Brazilian Luan Travares.
Man, he's just going to work straight away. This semi-final is going to get really heated, and I can just see these guys, you know, they're going to throw down already. That's the first ARS of this heat, and I'm sure it's definitely not going to be the last. These guys are going to go head to head, but I'm just so stoked that we are in on this action. And there we go, another ride. Big roll out the back.
A nice answer right there from Javier Zerpa Dominguez. He makes his way back out the water. We have a little paddle battle possibly. But first, we're going to go out to the outside of our commentating booth with the winner of that last heat, Admir Soliveres and Vilma. Vilma, where are you at?
I'm already here with the first finalist of the Pro Junior competitions. Felicitaciones, Armides. What a exciting heat. Well, first of all, we had to wait a lot. That would be nerve-wracking. But then Armides went there. He tried to do that flip for all the heat, but then almost in the end, he did it, he got it, and he got the score he needed to go to the big final. Congratulations. ¿Cómo te sientes?
Buah, pues la verdad que me siento súper bien. Ahora ya estoy en la final. Pude conseguir la nota que necesitaba con una última ola de un backflip de derecha, que supe que conseguí pasar porque estaba entrando, y mi compañero Javi, que está ahora en la otra semifinal, que ojalá lo vea ahora en la final contra mí, me dijo que sí, y ya solo faltaban 10 segundos, pues súper contento.
Okay, he is so happy, as you can see, with this big smile to make it the big score that he needed to go to the final, and he hopes to be against his friend from Canary Islands that is now in the water, Javier. So you want to leave a message? ¿Quieres dejar una mensaje?
Sí, pues muchas gracias a toda mi familia que está aquí apoyándome, a los que están en Canarias, en Madrid, toda la familia que tengo, a todos mis amigos, a mis sponsors, Oca Bodyboard y Club Oleaje, y a mi entrenador Jorge Juan Cabrera Gutiérrez.
Okay, thank you so much, and thank you for the show. Okay, back to you, back to the water. Manny, take it away.
Wow, how stoked is he? Oh my goodness. The other thing I want to say is the Pro Juniors, a lot of them are traveling with their parents, and what was that like? Did you see anything happening on the water when these guys were doing maneuvers and parents were watching on?
Oh man, yeah, Ahmed's his dad is on the beach, and you can just see the passion that he holds for his son. It's just, I mean, watching him is just so awesome to see. And he didn't land the one backflip, and he literally just fell to his knees, and he was like
literally fell on the sand to his knees.
Yeah, he was on his knees, hands in his head, like hands on his head, like just bowing over.
Gosh.
And you know, I left just after that had happened, and I missed the last wave, but I can just imagine he was probably running circles on the beach there, just so stoked for his son. But I mean, what a pleasure it is to just see, you know, these parents, and especially having my mom come in Nazaré, which is going to be epic in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, I'm frothing to just see the parents loving their kids just killing it in the water.
Yeah, it's been an amazing run here in Viana for the Viana World Bodyboarding Championship. So shout out to the organizers, Joao and Diogo, putting together an incredible event. I'm kind of bummed I haven't been here before, but to be here this year year, I'm super stoked, and they have a very professional program here, especially at the High Performance Center. Man, I took a tour with Joao yesterday. That place it has to be, copied around the world. Just take the blueprints and just drop them across the coast around the world, and you're going to have an incredible, facilities that cater specifically for wave riders.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I wish there was more money in the sports of surfing and bodyboarding to just like implement those for, board riders as a whole in the ocean. Because I just feel like, that level of professionalism that they hold here is just second to none. They've got this whole center set up. You can stay there. They've got kitchens that you can cook your food in. They've got the, the center that just like pretty much has everything that you can ever imagine to be a high performance athlete. And these guys are doing it. They're living the ultimate dream of having that in there, right there. As we see, Priority held by Red there, just taking off on this one.
He pretty much was able to take that wave away from Luan, who was on the wave first, but because Javier has the priority, he was able to drop in on that wave. It's not going to be a high-scoring wave, but it will add to his second wave. And we saw this earlier in heat number 1, where it got off to a little slow start. But here he is, driving fast, and again, speed and timing are going to be key. But look at this, live action, nice clean bottom turn, punches through the lip, and a nice cylindrical roll right there from the rider in red, Javier Zerpa Dominguez. So that wasn't, actually, I take it back. It was the Brazilian in yellow.
Yeah, that was another clean roll. A lot of speed, a lot of power through that roll, and I'm sure the judges will love that. They've been watching recently, and you can see when those guys are driving off the bottom and flying through the lip. That's really what the judges are looking for as we watch this first replay here of rider in red, and we can just see, he had the speed, he had the power, but unfortunately that double up kind of pushing him a little bit further back.
I'm wondering if the judges are going to call that a completion, because he wasn't actually in front of the whitewash. I mean, he was riding it out in front, but not completely. That's going to be tricky. We're going to see the scores dropping right now. They did drop the score for Javier Zerpa, and yeah, that was it. They did score to complete. And now we're waiting for the scores for Luan, who had a better clean bottom turn, a little bigger wave, and a solid projection off through the lip for that roll. But so Luan, yes, look at that right there.
6.25. So Luan is now shooting into the lead. He is going to be so stoked with that. Those scores out there, I mean, I'm not sure what he got at the end. I mean, in that first heat, I don't know what he got for his last wave, but I know the 6s are probably what you want to be scoring at this stage, especially for these guys. These waves are really difficult. It's kind of the mixture of the tide at the moment. It's probably going a little bit high at this stage, so these kids are going to really be looking for those ones that are going to be bowling, and the 6-point rides around that range is definitely what you're going to want to be pushing for. The last heat, we just saw 2 6-point rides in that whole heat. So, I mean, they are out there. They can be found, but you're going to have to put the work in to get them.
Yeah, and you can see the fog clearing up just a little bit, and the judges have a clear sight of what is happening out in semifinal number 2. Big shout out to El Chapi, or Chapito, and Florin, Nuno, and Lula, all putting it down, working, making some quality water housings down in Iraceta in their factory. And so yeah, Water Solution Housings is their website, watersolutionhousings.com. If you want a custom water housing, they are the ones to talk to, and a lot of pride being put into their product too. So Florin, Nunito, I will see you guys in a couple days. Now back to the action. 25-minute heats, top 2 waves are scored. We are going to go into a 30-minute final, but here it is coming down to the last 14 minutes. A ton of time for both of these riders to come up with 2 whole new scores and take out a win here to join Admir Soliveres in the final of the Pro Juniors. We're going to go straight into the men's semifinal after we see the final of the Pro Juniors.
Yes, we just see a little bit of a paddle away from the other rider here. This is rider in yellow we've got up, and he's going to drive around that section, gain a lot of speed, a nice big projected roll, and now just looking back down the line, but nothing else left out there. So it's awesome to see these kids. I just love seeing, like, you know, they're just so
Next level.
determined. And look at the speed around the section here. Nice clean drawn line, straight into the barrel, through the lip, and nice clean ridden out, and just looking for that next section, constantly looking for the next section. And that's probably what's going to put them ahead, you know. You look for those next sections, duck out, straight back out into the lineup, and waiting to get that P1 again.
During the first day, they had a riders briefing, and one of the things the head judge mentioned, Chico Garitano, was he made it a point that there's got to be a lot of emphasis on your bottom turn. And tell us why that is.
Yeah, so I mean, the bottom turn's the kind of the fundamental place when you're going up to the lip. Like, whether you're going to be driving into a barrel or just setting up for that big lip move, I mean, that bottom turn is the start of everything. And if you can draw a clean line like we just saw there, I mean, you're going to get rewarded. This is the first 7 that we've seen of the day. And,
oh my.
You know, he's being rewarded from those clean lines, that perfectly trimmed bottom turn. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful. In my book, that is the perfect bottom turn. And it just set him up for a big maneuver. And, you know, he got rewarded for it.
All right, so here we go. We got some sets coming in. Out the back, is anybody in position? No. Sitting too far inside is the Canary Island rider. So right now, the Canary Island rider, Javier Zerpa Dominguez, is looking for 7.76 to get into that first place spot. And you know what we haven't done in this heat is some shout outs. So right about now, give me 5 thumbs up. Click on the share button, which is super important. We need to clip that little piece that Josh Burgett Kirkman said yesterday. It was a perfect announcement on why and how important the share button is on these live feeds. So he's going to come in later on today, and we'll have him repeat that. But share and give me some thumbs up, and then tell me where you're tuning in from. ¿Dónde están mirando el broadcast por todo el mundo? Quiero saber dónde están y qué hora es. Can you say that in Portuguese?
No. Sorry, I can't help you.
All right, there's the thumbs up. Thank you, guys. And here we go. As soon as we get a couple more names on the list, we're going to give some shout outs. So where are you? Here we go. Another look at what the clean bottom turn looks like from Luan Tavares from Brazil.
Oh man, I just love that. I think it's that move right there is what I got taught as a kid.
Yes.
Is the most important move in bodyboarding. Don't worry about the backflips. Don't worry about any of the other things. Just focus on that bottom turn, because that's where all the speed comes from. The judges absolutely love it. They eat that up.
The first time I finally realized how important the bottom turn was I was riding a home break, Coronado Avenue in Imperial Beach, and a friend of mine, Jackie Fisher, was able to bottom turn this. Mike Stewart walked into the booth, and Mike, you remember Jackie Fisher back in the day? Oh, yeah. But Jackie Fisher, there was a section about 20 feet, 30 feet wide, and when I saw him come around the bottom, his bottom turn was so on point. He not only passed the section, but was able to line up for a big old maneuver at the end, and yeah, it was it. So the bottom turn, very, very key, very fundamental maneuver that everybody has to learn, and we saw a perfect textbook bottom turn from Luan Tavares.
Oh, I enjoyed that so much.
Let's see. We got some shout-outs as the riders are standing by. We got Pedro S.A. Shout-outs from Ovar, Portugal. Francois Walter. What's up, dog? Duncan is tuning in from South Africa. We got Francisco in Chile, Arica. And we got Pete Hedge. And do we have action? Yes, live action. Luan Tavares.
So here's Luan again. Just opting out of that one. Not really seeing much, although he was probably correct. Yeah, there's not much on that one. It's just going a little bit higher tide now, so that inside bowl not really offering what it was earlier.
There it is. The score's 10 minutes remaining in this 25-minute semifinal. We're going to take a 5 to 10 minute break and jump into the finals of the Pro Juniors right after this, and then we're going to follow that up with the 2 semifinals of the men's division, and we're going to see 2 incredibly stacked heats in the semifinals, and then we're going to finish off today with the final in the men's division. So let's go down the list again with some more shout-outs. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that share button. Josh, once you get in here, we'd love to hear your public service announcement on sharing the live feed. So Pete Hedge in South Bay, Bruno tuning in from Madeira Island, Francisco Romero is tuning in. Damien, what's up? Marco and Francisco.
Marco.
You know Marco Justino?
Yeah, I know Marco Justino.
Well, how do you know?
He's the man. He's probably got the most vintage bodyboards I've ever seen in a collection.
Oh, he's one of them.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
Oh my, the VBC crew. If you don't know what it is, just look them up on Facebook. But there's a handful of bodyboarders that are just hoarding these amazing vintage bodyboards from way back when. Jordan Stollard from Hawaii, I think he had to rent a storage unit to be able to pack in all his old bodyboards, but he's got some quality boards. Check this out, up and riding. Luan, in and out he goes. So Marco, what's up, bro? Francisco, RJ Perez in South Korea. Zona, what's up in Sintra? Jeremy Nathan, Lamberts Bay, South Africa. Jared Enser, Damian Bernstein, and a lot of South Africans are tuning in.
Oh, Garrett, how's it? What?
And we have a couple more minutes to go down this list. Jason, what's up? RJ, it's midnight. Wild Suits and Cova de Vapo in Portugal. Thanks for the live feed, of course. Anything for you? Wild Suits, Claudio tuning in. Simon Carter, what's up? Australia. Jose Miguel Gomez Urbina. Oh, I know Jose. He's drop knee master from Santiago, Chile. Pedro, what's up? Damien, Francisco, Ben, he's back live. This was the kid who was ready to call it quits at midnight, but we asked him to stay on, and he stayed on, I think, another 2 or 3 or more hours. So
yeah, Ben, you legend.
Ben, you legend. Marco, Alex Muniz, RJ Perez, Jacques Lobzer, and yeah, we're coming at Lorenzo, Damian, and Ali. Thank you guys all for tuning in to the live feed. Do it. I mean, share the button. Click the share button. Let all your bodyboarding friends that you are watching the live feed right now from the Viana World Bodyboard Championship. Here we go, live action.
As we see, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Luan was just trying to kind of antagonize Javier there a little bit, just to kind of push him and get that priority one off him. We see, you know, Luan's got the P2 at the moment, which means he is in second priority and has the second choice of waves, where Javier is just waiting for that bigger wave. He needs a big score. He needs a 7.76, so you just see Luan always itching to kind of paddle him and just try and get him onto one wave or get him paddling so that he loses that first priority position.
And the reason why Javier would want to go on that wave is to keep Luan off a possibly high scoring wave. And so essentially he's trying to bait him to go on a not so good wave and try to regain that priority, especially in these last 5-6 minutes. Having priority can be used as a strategy, but also if you try to exploit that strategy and use it to keep the other riders away by following them around. We've seen 2 warnings already in this event. That is something that it's going to be in the unsportsmanlike conduct column. So you can use it. You can use the strategy of the priority, but it also is something that the judges are keeping an eye out so you don't exploit it.
Yeah, they've been really good about this especially in this event where, you know, you've got that peak that constantly moves, and the guy with priority just keeps paddling across and backwards and forwards. And I mean, it's so good to see that the judges are really on top of this and making sure that they can just pinpoint these small little issues that, you know, could potentially turn into something else. And if that did happen, he gets the first warning. I think on the second warning, the priority would then change, and you would have, you know, the opposite rider getting P1 over that rider that had it. So as we see some more sets just approaching here, we might perhaps see a paddle from rider in red or rider in yellow, but they're both paddling for this one. And this is rider in yellow up and riding here.
So it is Luan. He had that second priority, was able to get that wave, but unfortunately didn't shape up for him. Now all by himself with priority number 1. It is Javier looking on this right-hander, coming around that section, maintaining a high speed to try high line to get speed, but nothing there for either one of the riders.
Yeah, I mean,
Look at the paddle.
It's just tough, and here we go, paddle battle. Man, you love these.
I love the paddle battles. It's just, I mean, you're coming down to the last 5 minutes. You've already been paddling your butt off out there to try to maintain, to be in position, and you get into a paddle battle, which means both of the riders are trying to get to the outside to get that first priority, which is given to the rider that gets to the lineup first. And I love seeing those. It's just a matter who can paddle harder, the fastest, the longest. And right now it's a shared priority. They haven't hit the lineup yet, but doesn't matter. It is Javier coming around that section. Nice clean bottom. Nice backflip right there. I couldn't even spit out the word bottom turn by the time he was flipping upside down. So that is what Javier needed. He needed a 7.76, and he has a 5.5 and a 4. So that wave definitely will wipe out one of those scores. But man, that was solid.
Yeah, just this replay again. Nice clean bottom turn around that section and finding that lip.
Nice.
So smooth and clean and just right in front of the whitewater and good duck out. I love those good duck outs. That's what it's, you know, you're finishing the move and you just stamp approval, boom, straight back under the whitewater and you're paddling back out again.
Yeah, some of those moves are not being scored, and we've seen a couple claims as well, little chest out claims as you pull off a big move and you put your chest out before you cut. Now look at this, Luan, the Brazilian, in and out. Wow, interesting move right there, because if Javier was on the outside, he would have got that priority away from Luan, who did have it at that moment.
And we see a 7.5. So this is the highest score of the day going down here. A 7.5 for that backflip. And that means that his score that he needs to be chasing is now 5.76. So here's the replay of that. Another clean bottom turn, finding the lip and just making it look so easy and so smooth, and again that stylish duck out. So he's going to be chased on the outside for sure.
Yeah, I think what the judges liked on that one was not only did he complete his move, but he didn't have to force he didn't have to force it to be turned around. And when he turned around, he had that speed that he needed to get around another section. So I think a clean, completed move, as well as the difficulty of that move, gave him a solid score of a 7.5. So right now, 5.76 is what the young Canary Island rider Javier Zerpa Dominguez needs to pull off a win here. But Luan looking very solid with a 7 and a 6.25 with priority.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've seen a lot of sixes go down so far. This is one of those heats where anything could happen now. We got 2 minutes left on the clock, or just over 2 minutes, and we just see Javier just paddling so hard. There's another set out the back. So this could be another really interesting end to the heat. And Manny, if I'm...
Oh, no.
I don't want to say it, but I wouldn't actually be surprised if we get another, you know, heat switch around right at the end here. But both of these riders are going to be looking for something solid at the end here to just get that score.
Well, look at Luan in the yellow jersey, the young Brazilian. He knows he has priority. Time is winding down. He's going to try to stay a little bit close to Javier Zerpa Dominguez to try to fend him off on getting on a solid score. But Javier knows the system, and he's going to try to bait Luan into a wave. But look how they start. It's like a chess game, trying to figure out where to sit, how to sit in front or behind or to the left or to the right. But man, look at this. It's like a cat and mouse game coming down the last minute here. And a big shout out before we end this heat. Lee Chapman from Fuerteventura están mirando. Javier Zerpa y sí, Armid está en el final. Ya está esperando para Javier o Luan. So Oxy Lander is in the Vindian Coast. Pedro is tuning in. Brian Bauer. Dan Worley, what's up, dog? He's in Florida. And Damien, what's up? Simon Carter, Marcelo, Miguel Marquez is back online. Glad to have you back, brother. Here we go. 45 seconds. Ian Campbell getting close.
Man, I'm getting jitters here. I'm getting anxious for these guys. I mean, man, what a heat again. You know, these kids just they're raising the bar every time they get in the water. And I mean, our sport is in really good hands if this is the future that's coming through. And we've seen them this entire event just putting it on the line and just going so hard. So
I hear whistling outside. Whistling usually means, hey, get ready. There's a set coming in. Will that set roll in the next 15 seconds? Oh my, Javier does not have priority, or he does have priority. Luan must have paddled for a wave off camera and just handed it over to him. I wonder if that's going to bite him in the butt. 5 seconds remaining. Javier's, there is a wave right here. Is he going to catch it in time? Listen, no!
Oh, man.
The horn just sounded as Javier, he knows the heat is over, and he will ride this wave out with a failed drop knee attempt, but recovers and grabs his board and rides it out.
That was so stylish. That was sick.
My. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We're going to see the final in about 5 to 10 minutes, where we're going to see Armid Soliveras go head-to-head with the young Brazilian Luan Taveras from Brazil. We're going to see that final coming up, and that will be a 30-minute final. first, we're going to take a break for commercials and come back here. We're going to have Mike Stewart. He's going to be sitting in the hot seat, and we're going to see some highlight clips of some waves that went through the event and go from there. But Ian Campbell, anything you want to say before we see you in a few minutes?
Hey, bro, thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome.
No, it's just been, I mean, it's been such a good event. I'm just so stoked that the Pro Juniors showed up here and literally blown it to shreds. I mean, look at these celebrations on the beach. You couldn't ask for anything better at an event. Watching these young guns just come through and absolutely steal the show. I mean, they've really put the pros into, you know, into the second place here, and they've taken over this event. And I'm just so happy that the future of our sport is in this these guys' hands, and it's just such a pleasure to be able to sit here, commentate with you, and you know, just be here to watch these guys do the best thing that's possible for our sport, and that's to raise the bar significantly.
Yeah, and that was the young Canary Island rider Javier Zerpa Dominguez. You know what? He ended up in that second place spot, but look at the support that he's getting from the entire crew from the Canary Islands. And it was Luan Tavares, if I'm correct. Yes, that will be advancing on into that next heat, which is the final. Just making sure everything's all legit here. So if you haven't already done so, download Stacked. Follow us with the live scores and the live feed. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have some commercials. We're going to come back with some highlights, and I think it's going to be a really cool...
We are on into it. Let's do this right now.
Live on epicenter.tv.
Aqui em Viana, a última ação da campanha nacional para o SUP, da Federação Portuguesa de Surf. Foi um grande sucesso, fizemos aulas com miúdos entre os 5 e os 10 anos de SUP Kids outras aulas de Supwave com as atletas do clube. E realmente aqui em Viana o clube montou uma estrutura muito interessante para o treino do stand-up paddle. Já a equipa nacional fez aqui vários estágios e o clube agora vai desenvolver uma atividade continuativa ao longo do ano nessa que é uma das praias melhores do país para a prática do stand-up paddle.
And this is it, the final of the Pro Juniors, and we got the Golden Boom headband. We got Mike Stewart getting ready for the Golden Boom. Will it be given in these conditions? That's the question, but glad to have you on board. And I think you were the first one to use this, Mike, last year at the Portugal event, which is essentially we bring it out when there's a 10-point ride. I think. Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah, it's true. You know, this has some kind of weird mythical powers that just make you go a little loony. Here we are.
Yeah, we had Matt Grilly for PLC, and I think we had Josh put it on for the Uri 10-point ride, those two 10-point rides of the event. So, Mike, here we go into the final of the Pro Juniors. One of these two Groms of 18 years or younger will be deemed one of the 2018 Pro Junior champion, world champion of 2018 APB Tour.
And look at this, two of the top competitors from each mega region of bodyboarding. You got a top Canary rider versus a top Brazilian rider. This is going to be intense. You can already see the level just in that paddling and the franticness. The yellow rider had there, Luan Tavares from Brazil, just was like, man. So this is it. I mean, it's all boiled down to this, and they know what's at stake here. There's a world championship at stake here. So this is it. You're going to see everything all out 110%.
Yeah, I mean, we've been watching this event from the very first day of the action, a few days. I think Wednesday was the first day of the window, and there was no shortage of high-performance riding in the Pro Juniors, even though they are the juniors.
Gosh, I'd say the level is on par with anything the pros were doing. I mean, I saw some of those heats earlier, and I was like, gosh, I'm glad I don't have these guys in my heat. You know,
exactly.
Ripping. You're absolutely tearing it.
Yeah, and I'm thinking back when we were younger, back 16, 15, 16 years old, I don't remember doing backflips or ARSs at a snap of a finger, but here these guys are picking off waves that there's no way they can pull these maneuvers off, but they have the ability and the textbook riding to be able to do so.
God, it's pretty awesome to see the progression over the years and how riders have just used the generations before them as stepping stones. And so I remember I was in the same boat. Like, I never competed until I was like, I think I was 18, my first contest. And back then I was doing rolls. I couldn't even do a spin.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Well, you were riding a very flexible board that probably would have dug a rail right when you disengaged. But yeah, I mean, the level of riding here in 2018 is, like you said, on par with some of the top riders in the world.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. And it's awesome to see the enthusiasm amongst all these young guys. So stoked, so much energy, so passionate about it, like... gosh, it's just so refreshing to see that,
Yeah. Nicholas Capdeville is in the booth. Nicholas, get over here. Come say hi, brother. So we got the semifinalist, father, Noah Capdeville. Come say hi on camera, man. Come say hi. But yeah, Nicholas Capdeville is one of those old school bodyboarders that has been around for a while now. And so, Nicholas, come right in here in the middle really quick. So, Nicholas, what's it like, man, being in charge? And we're going to go to the live action. Armid Soliveres, he is in the red jersey, in and out. But, Nicholas, what is it like training some of the best pro juniors in the world with the French team?
Whoa, what do you say exactly?
Okay, how is it being able to be a part of the new generation that is very top level?
Oh, it's the new generation's coming because it's incredible because the new level in the boogie board, it's like Pierre-Louis Coste, it's a model for the kids with the new backflips, the new 360, the new reverse air, Jeff Abbott. So many guys, the new tricks, and the kids, oh, amazing! This is the new generation want to do more higher, more powerful. That's why it's the level this year is incredible, and I hope it's not the end of the boogie board with the wave pool now. I hope we have a contest in the wave pool because for the image of the boogie board, I think it's very, very nice because all the contests sometimes it's the waves coming.
Yes, we got live action right here. We're always going to go straight to the action, but yeah, I mean, we're to be able to see these riders in a consistent format is going to be pretty insane.
Yeah, it's insane. The guys, it's so competitive.
It's awesome to see, eh?
Yeah.
So what Manny was asking also is like, what kind of things do you do to train these kids?
The kids, we are very lucky because in France we have the Pôle Espoir. It's a surf school, and he's training a lot during the week. He's training the Tuesday afternoon and the Wednesday afternoon and the Friday afternoon and before in the morning this is school. Yeah, it's really nice. He surf all the time, different waves. He's moved in Osogor and some anglets.
Well, yeah, back to the live action. Nice, clean little check turn. Comes around into a nice, clean reverse coming to the inside. This is going to be his first solid score, even though it's not going to be a high one. A little slower paced here in the final. So
yeah, that tide looks like it's really affecting it, slowing it, making it even fatter. So yeah, you see a lot of guys getting in and out real quick. They're not seeing those vertical sections pop up for anything, but.
All right, yeah, Nicholas, thanks again, and if you can, go down in the comments and leave a message of, oh, wait a second, live action, a flip maneuver on the outside, straight to the action. We got
like another move, just packing it.
Oh no, our camera, there he is, there back to the live action. He's gonna milk this all the way to the inside, and this will be the highest score of the heat by far. I mean, Soliveras is looking very good right now, the young Canary Island rider, and finds another section. He's still not done. He found one of those rare waves that go all the way to the inside. Incredible.
Yeah, that was
sick wave for the finals. Yeah, it's a very nice wave.
Yeah, I got a quick question before you leave, Nicholas. What can you tell the young riders around the world? What's like some of the best things they can do to kind of train for this or get ready, or what do you suggest?
Yeah, I suggest just don't stop the school. My first step.
Don't stop.
Don't stop school. Keep going to school.
Keep school, because
normal school, educational school, books.
Education. It's really important to follow the
great
stay
advice.
Students. Yeah,
great
exactly.
Advice.
Yeah, because it's really hard to live from the boogie board at this moment.
Yes.
Just keep cool. Take how do you say, a diploma? Or
9 and a 1 for his 2 top high-scoring waves. The Brazilian looking incredible throughout the entire event. Luan Tavares with a 2.5 and a 5. And again, these are 30-minute heats. Top 2 scores will be summed together, and the one with the most total points will be your new 2018 Viana World Bodyboarding Championship, or 2018 Junior World Champion. So this is it. A lot is on the line for both of these riders.
Yeah, super impressive run these guys have had. And they've all come through, incredibly tough heats. It wasn't like any of these heats were easy. Even from the very early rounds, it was like every heat was super high energy, high level, and really fascinating to see how they've just like made their way through this and just progressed on to the finals here.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up in the stacked app some of the scores in the semifinals. I mean, we just had the semifinals, and we saw 6s and 7s, and yeah, that first semifinal, it was incredible with a 6 and a 5.3 for Admid, and Noah Capdeville a 6.25 and a 5. So that was the first semifinal, and then we went over to semifinal number 2, where Luan Tavares and Javier Zerpa Dominguez went at it. So yeah, scores in the 6 and 7 range were definitely had. That heat, I mean, Luan walked away with a 7 and a 6.25. To Dominguez's 7.5 and a 5.5. So big scores can be had in these conditions, and possibly a 10-point ride. We came pretty close with that 9-point ride from Admid.
Yeah, awesome effort by Armid. You know, I think Luan, I mean, as I can kind of see here, it looks like he's kind of waiting out there. Oh, I just saw somebody flip through the air there.
Nice. All right, coming around that section, it was Armid. He had a second priority, so he's trying to grab anything in sight. That will definitely help him possibly. I think he already did put, no, he didn't put him in combination land, but I think this move may put Luan Tavares into a situation of combination. Looks like Luan through the fog. Nice
Huge
big flip.
Wow.
And he will claim that, and he will cut out, and we may have a paddle battle on our hands to get out to the lineup first to claim that priority. So, Stuart, how important is a junior world title to these kids and to the country where they're coming from?
Well, to win a world title at that age, and I mean, that's a huge thing, you know. World titles are an amazing accomplishment, really. I mean, you just sit back and think about it for a little bit. The amount of guys competing, you know, the amount of people that ride bodyboards, it's huge. It's huge. I mean, it's as far as you can go in this sport at their age.
Oh no, we heard the horns again. I mean, the organizers are trying, inching their way to finish off this event, and it is the Pro Junior Finals we're trying to get done here because an important, you know, a piece of the pie is to hand over this 2018 Pro Junior World Championship trophy, which we should get out there.
Yeah, we'll get it out there shortly. Gosh, that was an explosive flip that we saw there. I'm really curious to see how that scored. You know, that's super difficult in these waves. I mean, this wave it's deceptively flat. Like, it's a really unusual wave. It comes in and it's super flat it's got a lot of power, which is weird, but it shows it's really horizontal. It's a really interesting wave, and when the wave it does throw up and when the lips do appear, they're like you know, they come up really fast and they break really quick, and it's really hard to time it. So one of the most challenging waves I've surfed.
And I know for a fact that oh, you can see the Spanish flag next to the Spanish flag. You'll see a guy with a black hoodie. That is Armid Soliveres' dad, and he has been on point as far as the full support and helping out his young son here in this competition. And to win this event, I think Dad is just gonna freak out.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to have a camera on him if in fact he is able to be successful here.
Yes. Why don't we throw that out to Ricardo? Ricardo, if you can hear us, when we come down to the last seconds, maybe have a camera on Armid Soliveres' father, because that's the reaction we want to see on the beach, because he has been supportive from day number one. And you and I got the opportunity to see that entire clan of Canary Island parents when we first arrived here and had a little chit chat with them, but they're all excited.
Yeah, it was really cool to see, right? They're kind of getting together, and wow, what an amazing opportunity for these young athletes to kind of meet similar souls from across the seas. From all parts of the world, and you know, it's an awesome bodyboard community that exists out there, and it's just part of this brotherhood that we all share. And it was really great to see this new generation kind of embrace that.
What was that first experience like? Do you remember the first time you're surrounded by an international crew of bodyboarders? Like, what do you remember from that?
Yeah, you know, I always had good relationships with them, because it was the same thing. You know, when you travel to a place like Brazil or Australia, you just basically met these kindred spirits out there that you know, shared the same challenges, the same stokes that you did, and you know, it's just one of the amazing things about this sport when you travel is that you can go meet these different people wherever you're going.
Yeah,
and,
around the world.
Yeah, around the world. You know, you have this brotherhood.
Yeah, I remember one time, my first time was just going to the North Shore for the first time, and that was like back in the early 90s, where everybody and your mom from around the world, if you are a bodyboarder, you did whatever you can to show up there. I remember, was it Alistair Taylor? He did everything he could. I think he was just he didn't have enough money to rent a room, didn't have rent a car. He didn't have anything. He was sleeping in a tent in the trees near log cabins eating potatoes.
Yeah, he had a sack of potatoes as his meal.
That was insane. But you know what?
Hardcore.
Alistair Taylor, I mean, he can call up anyone around the world now and say, hey, I'm a bodyboarder just like you. I'll be coming out for a couple days. Can I crash? And guaranteed doors are open around the world. But I mean, but that's the thing. It's you get to meet these people who have the same passion as you around the world, and seeing that being brought up here at this event that first night was insane. If you didn't step up that first night and gathered all the young guys around, I don't think that would have happened.
Oh, you know what? I just saw all the guys there, and I'm just like, oh, this is such an amazing opportunity. And at first it was there's some of the guys from Hawaii. I wanted to introduce them to some guys, and then I saw some of them. I'm like, get them all over here, man.
Yeah.
Let's get them all over, and let's get everyone to meet each other.
Yeah, we're talking about that first day during the contest briefing at the Surfing Viana High Performance Center, where all the Groms were there. Some of the guys were there too, but they pretty much know the drill, so they'll come in, say hi, and then pop out. But for the most part, it was all nearly 50 pro junior competitors there with all ears and eyes open. And Mike saw this unfolding, and he's like, you know what? Let's bring everybody together. And you took charge on making sure everybody went around, introduced themselves, say where they're from. And if that didn't happen, who knows if I saw a couple of the guys start hanging out.
I did too. That was really gratifying to see.
Yeah, it was
Super
pretty
cool.
It was pretty cool. So, 5-6 days later, they got friends for life.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's how it is. You be nice to people you meet, and generally speaking, they'll be nice back to you.
Yeah, I mean, this has been an incredible event from the get-go. So, you know what? We are on hold. What's happening right now is we're playing the waiting game with Mother Nature. The fog rolls in. We'll try to, we put it on hold. The fog will roll out, and then we get the comp back on. And right now we are on minute 18 in the junior pro final, and it is Admir Soliveres with a 9 and a 6.65, Luan Taveras with a 6.25 and a 2.25. So we're waiting patiently. Manny V here with Mike Stewart here, giving you the live feed for the Viana World Bodyboard Championship. And if you are watching live, thanks for hanging in there. Now's a good time. If you have a question for Mike Stewart, drop it in the comments box, and just let us know where you're tuning in as well. So, Stewart, one of your most memorable experiences here in Viana?
Oh boy, gosh, I would say that first year was pretty cool. Being in a semifinal with Brian Wise, not knowing if I was going to make it through, just barely getting through, and then meeting Tamega in the final. And I remember there was a paddle battle that happened, and
was there priority?
There was priority-esque type situation.
Okay.
I don't know if there was a buoy or I remember there'd be a buoy sometimes, but there was supposed to be priority. And it looks like these guys at the beach are trying to figure out what's going on. I think it's on hold. They just remain stationary there. But this gives them an opportunity. It looks like they came in and got some input from their parents or their coaches. And here's a big replay of that first wave. I believe this was the 9-point ride.
Yeah.
And I think there was a roll right before that, or before those series of spins. Mm-hmm. So they did a flip, a roll, and then I think he gets another section in here as well.
Yeah, this is Admir Soliveres from the outside catching this all the way to the inside, and I thought he was done here, but no, he found another little section to do a spin and a roll to finish off that wave. Look how stoked he is right here. I don't know if they, claiming it to make sure, but yeah, that final with GT and
that was pretty cool.
One of many, I'm sure.
Yeah. It was the battles began.
Yeah,
but really good. It takes a lot of times a high-level competition to really extract the most from you, because sometimes you won't. You work hard, but you're not going to go into overdrive too much. Like, you're not going to go past your threshold unless you're absolutely pushed to it. And that was one thing great, I think, about the rivalry that I had with GT, and just what the beauty of competition really is it pulls that out of you. It shows you your weaknesses and your strengths. So you work on your weaknesses and you strengthen your strengths. But it's just a competitive environment that really drove GT and I think that kind of raised the bar for the whole sport in some ways.
No, and I can see this happening right now. I guarantee you for a fact that we're going to see Armid and Luan face off in a final at some point in the future, and we're seeing it live going down here for the first time for a Pro Junior World Championship. And so, Mike, I'm looking down at the comments. Let's see if anybody threw out a question, and I do see Oxley throwing down the first question. Do you think we can bring Tom Boyle back to the water with an 8mm camera? First, who is Tom Boyle for everybody who's just tuning in?
For any of you who do not know who Mr. Boyle is, Tom...
I'm just making it clear. I know who he is.
Okay, I know you do. I know you do. Of course you do. He was instrumental, actually, in the early development with the magazine, Bodyboarding magazine, and just the development of the sport early on. He was a huge advocate, an incredible photographer behind the lens. He created some of the most beautiful images ever for bodyboarding.
Yep.
And so he not only really was a proponent of bodyboarding, but he recorded it and shared it with the world. And so a big part of the growth of the sport is he's been responsible for a lot of that.
No, I think he just re-released his 3 movies on DVD.
Yeah.
If you want some real history, this is the trifecta of history when it comes to bodyboarding. And we'll figure out a way how you can get your hands on that DVD from Tom Boyle. But it talks about, I think you were on that trip to Indonesia.
Yep.
That was one of those videos on the DVD. That's when there was no roads out to most of these infamous breaks.
It's pretty cool. It actually is. I look back, it doesn't seem like that long ago, which makes me feel pretty old. But it really recorded what was happening back then. Really neat. And he's also introducing some prints from back in the day. So he's got these prints. Find them on Facebook. Get some of these prints. They're amazing.
All right, so do we just type in Tom Boyle?
I'm pretty sure you can find him on Facebook. He's probably tuning in. Tom, if you're tuning in, man, drop your contact here so people can get your gear, because it's really neat stuff.
Yeah, so I know who would know, Steve Action Jackson. Let's find out how we can get a hold of Tom Boyle. At least, very least, get the DVD. I'm telling you, if you want some incredible history, the Tom Boyle Trifecta DVD is pretty amazing. Let's see if we have another question, and it is from, are you going to South Africa anytime soon?
I want to go back to South Africa really badly. I don't have any plans right now, but if there's an event down there or some other activity that I can justify the trip, I'll be there in a heartbeat. I love the place.
All right, that was from Wesley Coetzee. And we are on hold here, ladies and gentlemen, the 2018 Viana World Bodyboarding Championship. Manny V here with Mike Stewart in the hot seat. And we're just trying to buy some time here, or trying to get the event underway, but to get us through there,
it's okay. We're buying time too. It's all good.
We're throwing it out to you watching from around the world. We'd love to know where you're tuning in from, and better yet, we have Mike Stewart here for you as you're joining us virtually through the comments here on the Facebook Live. So Chris Hunt wants to know, Mike, what is your favorite board, old and new? So be careful.
Yeah.
Whatever you say may put the market on the boards in the BBC crew to make it go high or make it go low. So yeah, your favorite board, old and new, or new.
Yeah, there is a favorite board I had, and what it was is a board I made, and I say it was my favorite board only because it was so much better than what was existing at the time. And that was this. I made this board at actually Tom Mori's development center in Kona. Basically, it was a wood bottom and EVA core board. So it's kind of a low-end board with a piece of wood on it. And
EVA for?
Yeah, EVA, like ethyl vinyl acetate. It was like just a cheap foamy board.
Okay.
But with the wood on there, and then we glassed it with these exotic resins and plastics.
Oh wow.
And because he had all this cool material in his R&D center, and that board worked so much better than anything I had ridden up until that point. It was almost like getting out of first gear. It was like, wow, this thing was so much faster, so much more maneuverable. You could plane, you could do airs, you could do all these different maneuvers, and it just worked that much better. So I look at it now, and it's hard to imagine. It just looks like a moldy piece of bread. but it's at the time it was really quite revolutionary, and it worked revolutionary.
From what was on the market at that time?
Yeah, it was just basically soft skins prior to that.
Okay.
And I do remember seeing a board when I was working at Tom Murray's shop, and I was kind of wandering through his different projects on the bottom floor, and there was a board sitting up against the wall with a slick surface on it, and I thought it was like a hard surfboard. That's what it looked like. But when I went to go touch it, I pushed in the skin, and it was like a dolphin skin. It went in, and I just was like, what is this? Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
What was out there at that point?
Well, there's no slick bottoms. They're basically just glued on skins, and there was no slick bottoms. So this was just at the early stages of slick bottom boards.
Okay.
And this was a castable resin that went on there, and it was just slick, and it looked amazing.
Do you have that board still?
I don't know where that one is. I have the other one though. I have the moldy bread one.
Okay, you do have that one. Okay.
Moldy bread is at the mold factory.
Well, I know some people who may be watching this live or watching it in the recorded will probably want to know, how much do you want for it?
Jeez, well, how much are you willing to pay for it? I don't know if you saw it.
So if you want Mike Stewart's favorite bodyboard, this is the time to throw down some numbers. I'm going to say easily you'll get like $35,000 to $40,000.
Oh, wow. Sold.
All right, so Duncan Vroom, let's just tell everybody what's going down. We are on hold right now for the final. We have about 18 minutes remaining. The young Canary Island rider, Admir Soliveres, is in a commanding lead right now with a 9 and a 6.65, and that's him walking up the beach. You know what? He's deciding to come out of the water, which is allowed during a break, I believe.
Yeah.
And he's just going to stay warm, stay hydrated. And when they make the call to say, yeah, let's get this thing back going again, he's going to rush out to the water. He is leading the charge, but not far behind. Well, actually, totally doable of coming back from behind is Luan Tavares, the young Brazilian, with a 6.25 and a 2.5. He needs a 9.41 to get into that first place spot. 18 minutes remaining. Can't we squeeze the event out of here? Not only is the fog working against us, it's 4:46 p.m.
Oh goodness, so we're fighting light as well.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get Teza McKenna in here, the official APB contest director, to give us the lowdown on what would happen.
I'm not sure how. This is kind of unprecedented in this, as I've seen like this.
Yeah, so we'll see what Teza. Oh, here he is. Teza, give us the lowdown. If time is,
if we run out, if it ends just like this, with this heat score and like the unresolved, would you take these scores, or how does that work?
That's a tough one. Like you said, I think it's unprecedented. But for me, I think that if we got to the halfway mark in a 30-minute heat, it would be a lot easier decision.
Yes.
So as a technical director, I'd be prepared to put my reputation on the line and say we get like a couple more minutes out of this and get past halfway. We could probably get those scores there, but anything under a 15-minute heat is pretty much a non-event.
Yes.
I mean, it is all one-way traffic at the moment for Admir Soliveres. So I mean, that makes the decision a little easier because...
I'm going to challenge you with that, and I'll say that I've seen contests won in 5 minutes.
Of course.
So, our friend from Brazil here, he could catch 2 amazing waves. And
that's right.
Even if they're 7s, right?
Yeah.
7 high 7s, he would surpass...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But look, the thing is that we never surf anything less than a 15-minute heat. Remember, we had 15-minute heats at Pipeline that year, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So, we have had a precedent of 15-minute heats being surfed on the World Tour.
Okay, so you're saying 15-minute heats would be kind of the draw.
The absolute minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything under 15, I don't believe, is a result. So if we're right now at 18 point something.
18.1.
Yeah,
so we got 3 minutes.
3 minutes more of competition here. We're going to get a result.
So what we could do, theoretically, people, is we just start the heat up, let them paddle out from the beach. If they get out a couple of feet and we can't see them, we call them back in, and we'll just keep doing that.
No, I think we need to get them into the lineup, and of course, everything goes on hold at this point. The priority, the scores, and the time. We'd start them from out in the lineup, of course, with the with the amount of time that's remaining. So, you know, I just came off a non-event at Sintra, of course, where we didn't get the finals done. It's this time of the year, Mike. I mean, what happens is the colder water, of course, collides with the hot air, and it creates a Turkish steam bath that's killing me. But anyway, it's back to you guys in the booth.
All right. Thanks, Teza. Thanks for the breakdown there. Awesome.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, we are on hold. We have 18 minutes remaining in the Pro Junior Final. And yeah, I mean, this is very tight right now. We are at 18
really challenging the riders here, right? Like really throwing it all at them. Like, you know, hey, come in, go out. Come in, go out. You're way ahead. Oh, you got this to get. Like it's throwing everything at them. This is a good training episode for them, if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, they can walk away from this as definitely mental training. Where I highly doubt they may run into this type of situation again. But
I would agree with you. I haven't seen this. You know, like where it's just they've come in this many times and they've started and stopped. I think there's so much at stake here that there's just that much emphasis on trying to get this thing done. But at the same time, it's like if you can't see it, you can't judge it.
Yeah, I think Teza was right. I think we should get them ready, because this fog can blow out of here within seconds, and we're going to have to, you know, give up another few more minutes just for them to paddle back out. So I would have them on the shoreline, have them ready to go if anything, but not way up on the beach, because they got to run back down, put their fins back on, and that can take up, you know, 3-4 minutes of the time that we obviously don't have.
Yeah, we're running out of time here. It's pretty hectic.
So we're going to bring you up to speed. Once again, we are on hold right now because of the fog here in Portugal. We've had incredible weather from day number one.
Beautiful weather. Actually, some of the best weather that I remember ever coming here. It's just been really glassy, clean, nice conditions, sunny.
And funny you say that, because I was talking to one of the local guys. I don't know his name, but he's always hanging around here with glasses, backpack. He lives like one town over. He's going to hate me. But yeah, he said, yeah, you guys are pretty lucky. You have good weather and you have good waves, which is rare to have both of those for this long during a contest. So yeah, this is
at this time of year. Yeah,
at this time of year. So yeah, there's a lot of fog during this time of year, but to have what we had for the first few days of this event, we've been pretty lucky. So again, we are on hold here because of the fog. We have 18 minutes remaining in the final of the Pro Junior World Championship. The Canary Island rider Armid Soliveres has a 9 and a 6.65. Luan Tavares has a 6.25 and a 2.5. And we heard from Terry McKenna, if we can get past that halfway mark and we have to claim a winner, we can do so with that with those results that are at the end of that time.
So looking at these scores, like he needs Luan needs an 8.75.
No, he needs a 9.41 right
9.41. Okay, I'm sorry, that's his total. So at Tom, you know, he's basically got to reconstruct his heat, you know, and it's going to be really tough to find the time to do that, right? But he needs really 2 new waves. He needs at least something over a 6.65. And to get, you know, because a 9 is going to be so hard to get out here.
Especially a 9.41. So when we do have the go, he does have to come out either with almost a 10-point ride or get 2 new scores, like you said. So that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have Mike Stewart here. We're throwing it out to you to come join us virtually via the comments in our Facebook live stream. And we've had some incredible questions so far. And Olive Banyat wants to know, when are you going back to France? And he says, you know, there are good ways between Hossegor and Biarritz.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at maybe trying to get over there after the Nazare event. I just got to see if I can change my tickets and stuff. So I would love to get back over there and get in the water and surf. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it on this trip or not. I'm trying to make it happen. We'll see what goes down.
Mike, you probably are one of the most busiest bodyboarders on the planet. I mean, how do you pull it off between the balance of juggling family, because you do have a family with children, and you know, running your company and competing essentially? So where's that balance come from?
Yeah, it's super difficult. It's easy to drop the balls and the balls fall on occasion. Mainly I got a super supportive wife, which has been all important. My wife's basically super supportive with everything that I do, and so that's been very helpful. So, you know, pick your mates wisely out there.
Yes.
You know, I always say the scale's not 1 to 10 but 1 to 20. And you want to shoot for the high teens if you can pull it off.
Yeah. So there you go. The secret from Mike Stewart.
Yeah. 10 on the inside, 10 on the outside.
There you go.
Shoot for the high teens.
There's the balance. Alan Horsfield, Mike, has a question. Which one of the young riders so far has caught your eye, not only in this event, but overall? I mean, for let's say the last year, because we can name names, years back.
Gosh, there's so many good riders. That's a great question. I would say, I have watched a couple guys really step it up in progress-wise, and that's been really encouraging to see. A young rider from Hawaii, Kainoa Lono, I think you might have seen him in the first couple heats.
I'm glad I got to see that, because I've just seen photos, and photos don't really give it justice, but to see him in real life do what he did here was pretty awesome.
And he has a hearing issue, so he can't hear very well, so it's hard for him to hear what's going on. So he doesn't always he can't always hear the results and stuff, and I think that might work against him. Maybe we've got to figure out some sort of waterproof some kind of hearing aid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many good riders. I mean, you got
Admir and Luan.
There's just a trove of guys from the Canary Islands that are just totally ripping. The young Brazilians, there's so many good guys out now. It's really hard to put your finger on one guy that's actually standing out super good. Liam Lucas has just kind of poked his head in, sticking his finger. Me.
Yeah.
Liam would definitely be one of those guys. The top guy in Australia. I think he's. Liam, what's your situation? Are you the national champion over there? 2 times. I stand corrected. 3 times.
He could say 4 or 5.
We don't know. 3 times. Liam Lucas. Yeah, really good rider from Australia. Great spirited rider, and it was good to see him mix it up. Would you end up in 5th? 5th. He got 5th in this event. I mean, that doesn't answer your question directly, but there's so many good riders. I couldn't really tell you who, but like I said, I did see Kainoa Lono progress from kind of being an average rider last year to just really excelling this year. He beat Jeff Hubbard in a heat at half point, which is like Jeff's home break, which is pretty outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, to see the caliber of riding that we've seen just in this event. I mean, there's hundreds of bodyboarders, pro junior quality riders out that are not here, and they are at that level. So hopefully we can get to that point where we have a 4-day window for 100, 200 pro junior.
Yeah, wouldn't it be awesome to get all the top guys here? One thing that was cool, I saw the Chile group come, and it looked like they were kind of somewhat subsidized by the country which was really nice.
And that's what we talked about earlier, is if you walk away and come back to your country or your city or your whatever with the world title attached to your name, which you are a part of that city, which you are a part of that country, they're going to get behind you.
It's life-changing. It's life-changing.
And that's where they want to say, oh wow, they probably don't even know that they have a world champion in their own community, so they're going to get behind them 100%.
Or even a contender for that matter.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Luan, he's going to be able to go back and say, yeah, this is I competed against some of the world's best here at this event,
and maybe even come out with a title if he can figure out a way to unravel this quagmire that we're in.
So again, bringing you up to speed, ladies and gentlemen, 18 minutes remaining, but we are on hold for the Pro Junior Final, where the young Canary Island rider who is wearing the red jersey, Admir Soliveres, a 9 and a 6.65 is what he has in his pocket. Luan Tavares has a 6.25 and a 2.5, and he needs a 9.41 to get in that first place spot, or a combination of 2 new moves and 2 high scoring waves, which I mean, he can get that 9.41 or a 10. So, I mean, it's not over yet for the young Brazilian.
And it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon here, man.
Oh my gosh! Not only is the fall.
An hour?
Yeah, we got an hour to pull off this thing, but light is not in our favor, and the fog has been putting a damper in today's competition. We've only seriously had 2 25-minute heats and 12 minutes.
Yeah.
So we've had 2 semifinals and 12 minutes into this final here, this 30-minute final. So what we're doing right now, we're inviting you to come into the hot seat, into the booth, and asking Mike Stewart or myself any questions that you may have. It could be anything. And I'm going to go back up because I know this guy's really specific on his thing. But Ryan Bowden, Mike wants to know, he wants to know what is a proper board size for a 6'1" guy at 98 kilograms.
98 kilograms. I have to do that calculation. 6'1", you're looking at probably a 42 to a 43. And I would say maybe even a little bit bigger, depending on the kind of surf you ride. Generally speaking, in hollower, more powerful surf, you can go down in size. So you don't necessarily have to be, you can be on the low end of that scale. For flatter surf that might be smaller, you can go bigger. So you can go on the upper side of the scale. There's a couple tools out there you can find online. I have one. It's a board finder on my website. You can go to it.
Nice.
Yeah, you under boards, you go board finder, and it'll you ask them, you put in your weight and your height, and then it will spit out a size for you, and then it gives you a range, and it's basically with the same sort of condition that I just explained, like smaller board for more power, where you kind of are harnessing power and redirecting speed, versus trying to generate speed in smaller waves. You need a little bit bigger board, more buoyancy, more volume.
And what's the website?
Science.bodyboards.com. Sciencebodyboards.com.
You better get it right. You don't
Sciencebodyboards.com. I think I should know that, don't you?
You don't want to send him to a competitor site, that's for sure. But yeah, there you have it. So we're going to get into a couple more questions and figure out where we are sitting as far as running this event. So Oxy Lander, again, you know what? This is, you already asked a question, but this question is pretty legit, and I'm going to let Mike take it away. But the Friends of Tom Morey initiative.
Yes. Hey, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for contributing to that. It's been life-changing for Tom. I've talked to him recently. And I was actually going to try to get him on the phone, like for the finals here. I was going to call him up because I think it's like 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock in California time.
In the morning.
Yeah.
But you know what? I hate to say it, but there's probably some people that don't even know where the bodyboard came from and who Tom Morey is. So let's bring everybody up to speed and get into the initiative.
Great. Well, Tom Morey is the inventor of the modern bodyboard, the soft bodyboard that everyone uses, and he designed it in Kailua Kona, Hawaii. There's a particular break, and at that break, it was a warm, sunny day at Kona, a break called Hano. It's a very shallow reef, like it's actually exposed in a lot of it, a big part of it. And so he went out there, and his idea was to take advantage of the swell. He didn't have a board, so he had this foam, this packaging foam. Basically grabbed the iron from his wife, put down some newspaper, and shaped this board, because it's a thermoplastic. You can shape it with heat. So he shaped the rails, he shaped the chine, and he made this board the first kind of, it was the predecessor of all bodyboards. He made this thing, he took it out, rode it, and it worked great, and that was the beginning of it. The whole thing started right there.
What was happening before that? There was surfing obviously on big long boards.
So I found some other interesting stuff. I met this guy Joe Quigg, who's in his 90s, and he actually created the first soft bodyboard in the 60s out of polyethylene.
Oh.
Yeah, this is new. This is news. Like, not too many people know this.
Yeah.
So, but I talked to him, and it was more of a pipo shape. It didn't have the classic beveled rails or the blunt nose or tail, which is basically taking the nose and the tail off of a surfboard. But he did make a bodyboard that was made out of polyethylene, which I thought was fairly significant. But so anyway, so Tom was kind of the first guy that kind of designed this concept of taking the nose and the tail off of the surfboard, mainly using the main part of the surfboard that you use. And it's been life-changing for so many people.
Yeah, everybody who's here, everybody who's watching wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Tom Morey taking his initiative to create something that was essentially something that he wanted. And that's a lot of things that we create and we do is because it's something that we want to do, and Tom was doing something for him to go get some more waves.
That's right. And he's such a creative individual, and he hasn't been one to really concern himself with profit or money, and so unfortunately it's kind of left him on the short end of the stick later on in life, where he hasn't really managed his funds quite like you'd think he should.
I think that accounts for 98% of the bodyboarders.
Well, we're probably not doing it for the money, Dan.
Exactly.
What do you think?
No, I doubt it. No, definitely not.
Yeah, we're passionate people, and there's more to life than money, of course. And bodyboards are an amazing tool to access that. The nature and the experiences that you get in the ocean are second to none. I wouldn't trade that for anything. There's no money you could pay me to take that away.
I agree.
So we're living extremely rich lives, just not monetarily. Yeah. Exuberant lives, I guess. But yeah, so Tom sold the boogie business in the mid '80s, and so with that money he created an R&D center at which I worked at, which was really cool. But then since then he's just kind of done different sorted jobs. And so he's kind of ended up, not in the best financial situation. I'll just be straight up. But it's, I just feel so obligated. He's done so much for so many people that we should all give back a little bit. And it doesn't take much. If everybody just gave like 25 cents, the guy would be set for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of how much you give, it's a matter of giving. So just if anyone can, in their heart, find some time and some spare coins, just make a donation, because it'd be super cool.
Yeah.
And it was on You Caring. Gosh, I gotta remember where it is now, but
yeah, we'll get. I know.
We'll put the link in your site. It's on my Instagram. It's on my header on my Instagram. So
Okay.
go to Mike Stewart Instagram, and just click on the link that's right in the bio, and that goes straight to it.
What is your handle for Instagram?
Mike Stewart.
Mike Stewart?
Yeah, just one word.
Okay, so look up Mike Stewart handle, Instagram.com, Mike Stewart, and you'll know it's him. And there in the bio, you'll see the link to be able to contribute to Tom Mori. I mean, if you're riding a bodyboard, just do it. If you can afford $1, just drop $1. But I know some of you have been going way
yeah, and thank you guys
above and beyond.
Much appreciated. Tom's he continually thanks myself and his daughter Melinda, and everyone that's kind of helped to put this campaign together. Seamus Shambles helped, and there's been so many people that have helped out. Andrew Bleeks for helping us migrate the site. I mean, everyone's just the brotherhood has come together in such an awesome way.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, it's just reinvigorated my stoke for wow, humanity. It's especially the bodyboarding brotherhood is so strong.
So I'm gonna try to translate this in
yes, please.
In Spanish. Hola. No, alguien preguntó aquí en el Facebook qué es el Tom Mori Initiative. Todos nosotros que estamos mirando o el live feed o estamos bodyboarders, hay una persona que debemos dar todo lo que podemos. El persona que hizo el primer bodyboard y el vida que todos nosotros tenemos se llama Tom Mori, y ahorita en su vida necesita ayuda de dinero, porque estaba hablando sobre los negocios que tenía después de vendiendo la compañía de Mori, y ahorita está en un lugar donde puede si puedes ayudarlo. And to be clear, he didn't ask for this.
That's right.
Okay.
No, he's a pretty humble guy, and yeah, he would never ask for this.
Yeah.
So it's something that we have to create for him,
Okay. Y ese que estaba asegurando, pero el Tom Mori nunca preguntó por esta ayuda, pero hay gente como Mike Stewart, Seamus McGoldrick y muchos otros que que hicieron un website donde tú puedes dar dinero, $1, 5 pesos, no sé, 500 colones.
10 pesos, 10 cents.
Sí.
If everyone just gives a little, it'll add up.
Sí, si das poquito por todo el mundo, si haces bodyboard, busca Mike Stewart en Instagram, @Mike Stewart, y ahí vas a mirar el link para el Tom Mori en su bio. Y ahí puedes, te va a mandar al website donde puedes dar poquito dinero. No necesitas dar 50 centavos o $1 o lo que tú puedes. Vas a hacer tu parte a ayudar a la persona quien dio la vida que tenemos. Y para mí, seguro yo lo doy cuando yo puedo cada mes. Y también toda la gente que sigue el Book Life lo dan también. So yeah, that's it.
Awesome. And also Friends of Tom Mori Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
That's another place that they can find probably a link to it.
Okay. Y si buscas en el Facebook Friends of Tom Mori, ahí puedes mirarlo también y buscar, y ahí va a estar el link para mandar.
Gracias, man.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Man. I wish I knew Portuguese or French.
And Japanese and everything else.
But no, that was a great question, Oxy. You are the man. He actually dropped the link right there.
Awesome.
Yeah, youcaring.com, Tom Mori
So I think you carrying one might have changed. I'm not sure if it's still that.
Well, I'll click on it just to make sure.
Good. Anyway, we'll
But for sure, the link, the updated link, is on the Instagram for Mike Stewart. So el más nuevo link por esto está en su Instagram de Mike Stewart, Instagram.com/Mike Stewart, y ahí vas a mirar en su bio donde mandar eso. So yeah, that was a great question, Oxy. Big ups to you,
did we
brother.
answer it eventually? I mean, did he get? What was I forget what the question was. I mean, we went off kind of on a tangent there.
No, that was the question.
Okay, awesome.
Just talk about the Tom Mori initiative.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, he did ask another question.
And again, he's been so grateful and thankful. So I just want to thank everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for helping him out, because it really does. It helps.
Yeah. Let's see. Kurt Cueva, ¿cómo hago para poder donar? Vas a ir al Instagram de Mike Stewart en Instagram, en su bio. Ahí va a tener un link para mandar, te va a llevar a otro lugar para poder pagar. Y su Instagram es Mike Stewart, y ahí vas a poder buscarlo. So yeah, that was I mean, it doesn't take that long either. You just sign up, boom, tell them how much, and it's gone. So
basic.
So there you go. Thanks again. We are still on hold. Wow, 18 minutes remaining in this Pro Junior final, and we can't get to the fog to just get out of here for 3 minutes, which would give us the ability to call the final a final to hand over this thing right here, which is the 2018 Pro Junior Bodyboard champion. And if somebody can get a 10-point ride, they will have
the boom and
exactly. So there you have it right there. That's what 3 minutes is separating us from handing this over. And the fog and time is winding down too.
I got a question for you, Manny. Like, of all the things you've seen here amongst the amateurs, what sticks out in your mind?
From this event?
Yeah. On the land or off the land or everything?
Well, number one is it's very beautiful. I've been coming to Portugal, maybe 4 or 5 times already, and just the trees and the mountains, just right on the other side of the main road. And I just get that feel of like a Northern California coastline. The water is cold, but man, it's still beautiful. So one, the landscape is amazing. And then two, the hospitality. I have yet to see a very angry Portuguese. I haven't.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. I haven't come across anybody who's just angry for no reason. Everybody is pretty much just all smiles and very hospitable. I mean, they're open arms to any questions and smile. And just the other day, I smiled to an old guy on the sidewalk, and he smiled back and he waved, and it was pretty awesome.
That's cool.
So so the landscape, the people have been amazing, and bodyboarding wise.
Yeah, bodyboarding wise for the amateurs, I was thinking. Man.
I was really impressed by
the level,
the level, but more of the support that these crews are showing up. Like seeing the Gran Canaria Island crew with their parents, and then seeing their performance in the water. I'm like, whoa. I don't know how long it's been, but these kids are at that level.
Yeah, they're that's a thing, right? Super high level, really young.
Which I'm stoked on because
of course, that just means it's just going to be that much higher, which is really good. Because they're using the top guys now as like their building blocks, right, or their stepping stones. So they're using that. They're plugging that into what they need to do now, and they're going, they're reaching past.
Yeah, and that's it's funny you say that, because when I looked back at some of those Tom Mori videos, I think he had a contest in that trifecta DVD.
The Tom Boyle ones, yeah.
Yeah, there was a Sandy Beach contest, and I'm looking at that, I'm like, wow, they had no idea that a backflip was possible.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Or an ARS, or I just saw cutback spins, a hand drag 360s, a couple rolls, barrels, of course, but to go from not even knowing that, well, it probably went through their minds, but now having somebody like Pierre-Louis Costes, and even these kids right here, Admir and Luan, to be able to do a backflip at the snap of a finger it's pretty amazing.
Awesome. It is.
What's scary is what's going to happen next. I mean, Jake Stone and Tanner McDaniel, they're like pushing the level, and Epple was one of those guys to say, well, this is what it's happening now. What if I do this? And to see what these guys are going to do, 5-10 years from now, 5 years, 2 years from now, on waves that will give them the opportunity to do those big maneuvers like PLC. I know, he's trying to get that double backflip down.
Double backflips, yep.
So there's going to be a time where it could be one of these kids that is going to be able to do those incredible
maneuvers. It could be any of the kids in the draw, really. And, a big part of this is just keeping a creative mind and trying to think of those maneuvers. I mean, I remember back when, before arses were done, and I was thinking of different reverse airs and combining reverse airs into rolls and things. And so, I didn't think about landing backwards, and so Eppo brought that in, right, with this with the first backflip and first ARS, and and it's just brought into all these different variations. And so, use your creativity, guys, and that's the key to unlocking the future moves. Is just tapping into your creativity and go for it attitude.
Yeah, and that's it. I think at this age they still haven't found or have that fear factor.
They haven't learned yet.
Exactly.
Occasionally it's pretty painful when you land incorrectly.
So I mean, that was it. The landscape, the generosity of the people, and the quality of riding, the performance, the level of riding of the young, pro juniors, and just the camaraderie and the support that a lot of these are rolling up to these events now. It's going to be pretty awesome. Somebody did ask, what about 2019? Are they going to have a one-stop world champion, junior world champion? If so, where? We'll have Teza McKenna answer that.
Yeah, Teza would probably be the best guy to answer that. For sure.
But that's it. I mean, of course, the food.
Have you gotten good food?
Oh
I was going to say, man, the food is pretty amazing, eh?
That's my belly right there. There's something called the pastel de nata, which is absolutely just ruining havoc on my weight right now, because I'll have a few of those every morning. But they're so delicious. But yeah, just to bring you guys up to speed, we are still on hold. The fog has been playing a major factor here today from the get-go. I don't think we started off that first semifinal until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and everybody was here at 7:30, 8 o'clock ready to rock and roll. So on standby this entire time, and then we got those 2 semifinals underway and completed them. Ended up with a final of a young Canary Island rider, Armid Soliveras, who is currently in that first place spot with a 9 and a 6.65. And Luan Tavares, who's been looking incredible as well. The young Brazilian is in second with a 6.25 and a 2.5. So I'm looking right here. I'm just showing you. If you haven't already downloaded it, get the Stacked app. This thing is amazing. You're going to be able to track every one of the judges. And this is the Stacked app fan app, where you can see statistics, just results, live feeds, play-by-play, everything's in there. The Stacked app is the Stacked.
Where can you download that? Where do you get that? App Store?
Yeah, the App Store, Google Play, or the Apple Store. And you can download it.
Stacked,
S-T-A-C-T app, and I think Ricardo has the spelling, because it could. I mean, there's all kinds of variations on how to.
S-T-A-C-K.
Exactly. So S-T-A-C-T. Mike Jagat, he is the developer that actually came up with U Riding, the bodyboarding game and surfing game. And the crew said, okay, that's running on its own. Let's create something and fill a void. And there it is. There it is. Well, try to figure that out. So Stacked app, you can find it in the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. But yeah, a lot of organizations are starting to bring it on board. It's people are a lot of organizations still in their comfort zone, but to get the best scoring system with the incredible fan app that coincides with it is slowly going to be, it just takes a handful of them, then it's going to snowball. And
it's really cool watching this app for the main event, Grand Slam events, because you have the leaderboard, which is really neat.
Yeah.
Explain what that's all about, Manny.
So Mike Jagat, he's a genius.
That guy's the man. Like he bodyboarder and freak computer guy.
Exactly. So Mike, Alex Leon came to Mike and said, hey, this is a new concept we want to do for the Grand Slam series in 2018. Mike, can you create a leaderboard type of system for scoring and also for the fan app? So Mike just said, all right, tell me exactly what you want and we'll develop it. So pretty much locked himself in a room for like 3-4 weeks, and he came back out with this incredible app scoring system, which included a leaderboard, which caters to the new format, which everybody loves right now. And it was debuted at the Arica Chilean Challenge, where the riders in the main event go 3 rounds, and within those 3 rounds they collect 3 of their top waves.
Top 2 waves.
Top 2 waves.
The whole 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So you can be competing, not have a good heat, not have a good heat, not have a good heat until the last 5 minutes and make it.
Yeah, so it takes...
win it, actually.
Yeah.
So.
I lost a bodyboard in a bet against Mumbles because I put my money on there's no way Brahim Idosh would make it into the top 16 because he was at 32nd or 30. He was at the bottom.
In Cayama?
No, at was it Ituquachara?
Okay, Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil. And Brahim came. He got to the 16th spot, made the cutoff, and I lost my Cartel Paul Roach board to Mumbles. That lucky dog. So, yeah, Mike Jagat and the Stack, incredible human being as well. So he's back home in San Diego with the family and the rest of the Stacked crew, taking Sunday off, I believe. So again, everybody, just to bring you up to speed, we are at 5 minutes 20, 5 hours. 5 o'clock.
5:20 in the evening. It's a long afternoon.
There's so many numbers.
Yeah, there's a lot of numbers. So we're running out of light, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's getting down to the wire here, and we have enough time to probably run it. It's 5:20. I'm not too sure how. It's looking a little bit. Let's see.
I know.
Yeah, there's not a lot of light out there. We might have maybe another hour, maybe if it clears. But it's fogged in. The judges cannot see the riders compete.
Yeah,
so it's on hold.
Let's take a shot, Ricardo. Can we get a photo of what we're looking at? I mean, we're on hold because of the fog. Ricardo, if we can see, yeah, there it is. Thank you, Ricardo. But yeah, this is it. We're on fog.
It looks like we have an update here from the technical director. Come on over here, Tez.
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm having fog nightmares again.
It's looking foggy.
But yeah. So the deal is, I guess, is we've got until about 6:40 tonight. Last light is at 7:15 or 7:20. So we've got about an hour. Basically, to try and get these heats out of the way. What we are going to do is we're going to compress the men's into 4-man.
Good way to go.
Yeah, and with the guys, of course, the kids that are in the water, we really need to complete the 18 minutes to get a result. So, you know, when you look at that, we've got 38 minutes of competition remaining. So I guess...
I can kind of see a little bit. I mean, from the screen, is that because the recorder's doing a better job than human sight? Like, could the judges go down on the beach, maybe?
We have just been down on the beach with Chico Garitano and Diogo, one of the judges. So it does make a difference when you go down another 20 metres closer to the shore. So we can take the chairs down there and just use the pen and paper and go old school. Unfortunately, the iPads won't reach that far with the router, but we've just tested all of that stuff. So, look, we're looking at every single option we can do here, folks. But the men's semi-finals have been compressed. It's official. It'll be a 4-man heat, and time permitting, it would be 30.
Get back to the old school. Let these guys battle it out.
Exactly.
4-man priority in full effect.
Bring that stuff on. So, I don't know if you guys wanted to keep talking, but what I've asked Ricardo to do is to put that on the screen there on hold. So, if you like, fellas, we can all take a breather. People at home can go and make themselves a cup of tea or coffee and just relax for a while and keep an eye on the screen, and we'll be back hopefully with more information.
What do you think time-wise? We're going to check back in, 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
Where could they find out the updates?
Just keep an eye on the APB Facebook page, and we'll keep you up to date on the on the Facebook page. I think is the best way to do it. Local time now is 5:20. So we'll make another call on the Facebook page at 5:30. So 10 minutes. You know we're on hold for at least 10 minutes.
Okay.
And let's keep checking in with Facebook, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, so there you have it, Mike. Before we let everybody chill out and we can take a break too, I do have one last question.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Art Fisher. I scrolled down and I just found this long comment from Art Fisher. I'm going to read it word for word. Hey, Mike Stewart, my question today is, where do you see yourself when you're my age, 64? I'm still in on the boogie 2 to 3 times per week when I'm living at the coast. Would you still compete? By the way, I can confirm it's a super easy to donate to the Tom Mori GoFundMe page. It takes 2 minutes start to finish. So thank you first, Art, for contributing. And Stuart, question. What are you going to be doing when you're 64?
I have no idea. You know, when I was seriously, like when I was 18, I saw some of my friends that were not being as successful. They're like in their early 20s, and I'm like, gosh, I only got a few years in this career.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just kept going on, and I have no idea. I can't answer that, but I'd be happy if I'm bodyboarding 2 or 3 days a week like you are, man. It sounds like you've actually found the right combination of things. And as most people know that bodyboard, like, and they're getting up there in years, it's like bodyboarding really is like the fountain of youth. You know, going to the ocean, and not just the physical activity you get. I have all these different ideas on why it's so good for you, but I think one of them actually has to do with the biota that you get from the water. I think there's some good bacteria in there that get into your system and kind of cohabitate with you. I don't know. That's one concept I have.
I think it goes deeper than that too. There's something, a spiritual.
Definitely a spiritual connection for sure. For sure.
All right, Art Fisher, there you go, brother. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to clock off on the mics right now. The fog is still controlling our lives as well as the lives of the competitors out in the water.
Yeah, the weather always controls our lives, so it's nothing new.
Yes, the weather is our lives. So we're going to log off the mics. Keep your eyes peeled on the live feed, have it on standby, or just keep your eyes on the Facebook page, APB World Tour. Before we head out, Mike, do you want to?
Yeah, we'll give everyone an update at I think Terry was saying 5:30, which is in about 5 minutes. So, yeah, just stay put, because you're gonna see what happens when somebody with youth and vigor gets compressed into a corner and see if they can fight out. This is going to be a pretty awesome battle if we can get this last 18 minutes extracted out of this weather, because it'll be full on watching these guys battle it out.
Yeah, so there you have it. Mike Stewart, myself, Manny Vargas, we're going to log off for a little bit, but keep your eyes peeled right here. Next 5 minutes, we're going to come back with an update and let you know where we go from there. Matt Kitchen from Chaos Kitchen. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes.
All right.
Estamos aqui em Viana, a última ação da campanha nacional para o SUP, da Federação Portuguesa de Surf. Foi um grande sucesso, fizemos aulas com miúdos entre os 5 e os 10 anos de SUP Kids, outras aulas de SUP Wave com os atletas do clube. E realmente aqui em Viana o clube montou uma estrutura muito interessante para o treino do stand-up paddle. Já a equipa nacional fez aqui vários estágios e o clube agora vai desenvolver uma atividade continuativa ao longo do ano nessa que é uma das praias melhores do país para a prática do stand-up paddle.
bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. we can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell.
cool. Got time for you, got time for two. We can take it cool. Got time for you. Let's take it cool. Got time for you. For you.
Oh, hello. Let me put this on right here. So that's our production team. They are very anxious and ready to go. What's up, everybody? This is Manny V, and we are still on hold here at the 2018 Viana World Bodyboarding Championship. But 18 minutes remaining in the Pro Juniors, and we're waiting for Admir Celiveres and Luan Tavares. Well, they're actually waiting for the fog to lift. But guess what? We have a special guest in the hot seat, and it is Jose Maria, the mayor of Viana do Castelo. Thank you very much for, bringing us in open arms here for this beautiful event and beautiful town. This place is amazing. So first, thank you very much.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to receive this World Championship in my town. I think we have good waves and a good sunshine, but unfortunately today the fog is coming. We don't invite fog, but it disappears.
Yeah, no.
But we are very proud for this contest in Portugal, in Viana do Castelo. We have in my city work with the clubs to promote the nautic sports. We introduced 4 years ago the nautic sports in our schools, in primary schools and secondary schools. We introduced the surf, the rowing, the sailing and canoeing.
That's amazing.
And now we have a lot of national championships in different areas. But definitely we want to promote the sports in our students and promote the skills of citizens, because we believe the sport is a very good school of citizens. And I think with this way we can promote in the young people the roles. We have a leader in the team with respect, the fair play. It's very important for during the life, professional life, personal life. And we are very, very proud with this project, and we work very close with our clubs to promote national, European and world championships, to give more incentives to the young people to the practice of this kind of sports.
No, I agree 100% what you said about giving more skills as a person when you introduce this into the curriculum of the school. Just to be clear, if you didn't get that, it's essentially the mayor about 4 years ago, along with the city, implement now a part of the curriculum in the primary schools, the opportunity to be part of a sport with the nautical sports, rowing, canoeing, surfing, bodyboarding, and you take this as a class. It's amazing. For me, I wish I had this when I was younger, but here in Viana, I think it's an incredible model that should be copy and pasted in all coastal areas. And if you have never been to Viana, which this is my first time here, definitely don't want to make it my last. Everything's just beautiful here, and obviously they are very aware of the coastline that they have here.
Yes, I think we have very good natural conditions, and we have and we receive a lot of championships here. But we need improve in the future, more contests, and we are working with our friends, the national federations, the clubs, to promote the next years more events in Viana do Castelo. And another way we are promoting the nautical tourism, because we have good spots in Viana do Castelo for different kinds of sports. We have a very good infrastructural conditions. We have built 4 nautical centers, and we are prepared to promote the tourism. The sustainable tourism in Europe is very strong at this moment. And the next year we have the Euromit 2019. Is a meeting during all the people from Europe come to Viana do Castelo.
Wow!
And we have interventions about the different kinds of approach, and to know our conditions and our infrastructures we have in town and in municipality too.
Well, there you have it. It's already starting. People from all over Europe are coming to Viana to see the model, working model that is in place right now, and people will be able to see how it all functions, and it's working. One of the places I visited was the Surfing Viana High Performance Center, which is pretty much the hub. For
and
this.
I invite all the audience to visit Viana do Castelo and visit our High Performance Center.
Yeah, it's amazing. If you come to Viana, make sure you go to the Surfing Viana High Performance Center. It's amazing, and it's all catering to surfing and other nautical sports as well. I stand up paddleboard as well. And when I go over the bridge, I see the water where the rowing take place. I'm like, oh, this is the perfect place for not only surfing, bodyboarding, but rowing, canoeing, stand-up paddleboard. It's a very beautiful city here, and we can't thank you enough for inviting us.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And good work for you.
Yes, we need the fog. We need the fog to give us a few more minutes to be able to complete. But yes, Jose Maria, the mayor of Viana do Castelo, very beautiful city, and I can't wait to come back. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And welcome.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back on hold until the fog rolls out of here. We'll let you know with more updates on the Facebook page of APB World Tour, so stay tuned. And thank you once again, Jose Maria. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
okay.
thank you. Yeah, it was perfect.
Good work.
Okay.
We are on into it. Let's do this right now.
Live on epicenter.tv.
This thing was incredible.
aqui em Viana a última ação da campanha nacional para o SUP, da Federação Portuguesa de Surf. Foi um grande sucesso, fizemos aulas com miúdos entre os 5 e os 10 anos de SUP Kids, outras aulas de SUP Wave com os atletas do clube. E realmente aqui em Viana o clube montou uma estrutura muito interessante para o treino do stand-up paddle. Já a equipa nacional fez aqui vários estágios e o clube agora vai desenvolver uma atividade continuativa ao longo do ano nessa que é uma das praias melhores do país para a prática do stand-up paddle.
bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful. You and me, we meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. To be in the great outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
for you, got time for two. We can take it cool, got time for you. Let's take it cool, got time for you. For you.
Further along the country's stunning Costa Verde, 45 minutes north of Porto Airport, Viana do Castelo is a charming and lively nautical city renowned for its impressive architecture, where Renaissance influence meets modern design in beautiful balance. A walk to the top of Santa Lucia Hill reveals one of Europe's most breathtaking vistas, where a majestic basilica of the same name towers over the winding Azure Bay. Known as the Healthy City, Viana has been blessed with some of the best conditions for active sports and leisure activities. Yet the local gastronomy is equally enticing, from an exciting variety of bacalhau dishes to the mouth-watering Torta de Viana. The city's popular August Festival is a vibrant parade filled with traditional food and fare that come alive through Mordomas, whose bright native dress is also displayed in a local museum. Building on its green credentials, Viana also leads the way in wind farm technologies and wind turbine manufacturing.
Nos encontramos en el primer campamento europeo de surf adaptado, donde personas con discapacidad, con cualquier tipo de discapacidad, se han reunido para practicar el surf, un deporte muy conocido popularmente y que ayuda a mejorar la condición física y las relaciones sociales de las personas con discapacidad. En este proyecto, que es único en Europa y pionero, se han juntado Portugal, España e Italia y va a tener una duración de un año, concluyendo con un seminario sobre el primer seminario de surf adaptado que se organizará en el marco de un programa Erasmus+.
We come to an end of a beautiful week together with the club of Viana, play and train. It was a fantastic time to spend together with the group. We're looking forward to collaborate once again. And I don't know, I'm really impressed with the Viana club. The infrastructure is amazing.
Como vicepresidente de Play and Train, creo que el CAM aquí en Viana ha sido súper positivo porque bueno, hemos empezado a desarrollar las estructuras de surf. A nivel de ocio hemos podido hacer que personas con muchos tipos de discapacidades puedan entrar al agua sin ningún problema. Y bueno, yo creo que esto va a ayudar mucho a plantar una semilla, digamos, para que luego en un futuro se pueda desarrollar mucho más el surf a nivel mundial.
Não, o balanço é extremamente positivo. Nós tivemos umas condições fantásticas de mar e de tempo também. O espírito foi ótimo, portanto, foi toda a gente, portanto, interagiram todos muito bem, foi um intercâmbio perfeito, diria, e de maneira que as bases estão lançadas para que o surf adaptado na Europa seja sustentável, e da nossa parte do surf de Viana é com todo o gosto e prazer que nós proporcionamos estes momentos a surfistas com portadores de deficiência.
aqui em Viana a última ação da campanha nacional para o SUP, da Federação Portuguesa de Surf. Foi um grande sucesso, fizemos aulas com miúdos entre os 5 e os 10 anos de SUP Kids, outras aulas de SUP Wave com os atletas do clube. E realmente aqui em Viana o clube montou uma estrutura muito interessante para o treino do stand-up paddle. Já a equipa nacional fez aqui vários estágios e o clube agora vai desenvolver uma atividade continuativa ao longo do ano nessa que é uma das praias melhores do país para a prática do stand-up paddle.
bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell.
time for you. Let's take it cool. Got time for you. For you.
Further along the country's stunning Costa Verde, 45 minutes north of Porto Airport, Viana do Castelo is a charming and lively nautical city renowned for its impressive architecture, where Renaissance influence meets modern design in beautiful balance. A walk to the top of Santa Lucia Hill reveals one of Europe's most breathtaking vistas, where a majestic basilica of the same name towers over the winding Azure Bay. Known as the Healthy City, Viana has been blessed with some of the best conditions for active sports and leisure activities. Yet the local gastronomy is equally enticing, from an exciting variety of bacalhau dishes to the mouth-watering Torta de Viana. The city's popular August Festival is a vibrant parade filled with traditional food and fare that come alive through Modomas, whose bright native dress is also displayed in a local museum. Building on its green credentials, Viana also leads the way in wind farm technologies and wind turbine manufacturing.
Nos encontramos en el primer campamento europeo de surf adaptado, donde personas con discapacidad, con cualquier tipo de discapacidad, se han reunido para practicar el surf, un deporte muy conocido popularmente y que ayuda a mejorar la condición física y las relaciones sociales de las personas con discapacidad. En este proyecto, que es único en Europa y pionero, se han juntado Portugal, España e Italia y va a tener una duración de un año, concluyendo con un seminario sobre el primer seminario de surf adaptado que se organizará en el marco de un programa Erasmus+.
We come to an end of a beautiful week together with the club of Viana, play and train. It was a fantastic time to spend together with the group. We're looking forward to collaborate once again. And I don't know, I'm really impressed with the Viana club. The infrastructure is amazing.
Como vicepresidente de Play and Train, creo que el CAM aquí en Viana ha sido súper positivo porque bueno, hemos empezado a desarrollar las estructuras de surf. A nivel de ocio hemos podido hacer que personas con muchos tipos de discapacidades puedan entrar al agua sin ningún problema. Y bueno, yo creo que esto va a ayudar mucho a plantar una semilla, digamos, para que luego en un futuro se pueda desarrollar mucho más el surf a nivel mundial.
Não, o balanço é extremamente positivo. Nós tivemos umas condições fantásticas de mar e de tempo também. O espírito foi ótimo, portanto, toda a gente, interagiram todos muito bem, foi um intercâmbio perfeito, diria, e de maneira que as bases estão lançadas para que o surf adaptado na Europa seja sustentável, e da nossa parte do surf de Viana é com todo o gosto e prazer que nós proporcionamos estes momentos a surfistas com portadores de deficiência.
aqui em Viana a última ação da campanha nacional para o SUP, da Federação Portuguesa de Surf. Foi um grande sucesso, fizemos aulas com miúdos entre os 5 e os 10 anos de SUP Kids, outras aulas de SUP Wave com os atletas do clube. E realmente aqui em Viana o clube montou uma estrutura muito interessante para o treino do stand-up paddle. Já a equipa nacional fez aqui vários estágios e o clube agora vai desenvolver uma atividade continuativa ao longo do ano nessa que é uma das praias melhores do país para a prática do stand-up paddle.
bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small, We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell.
time for you. Let's take it cool. Got time for you. For you.
Further along the country's stunning Costa Verde, 45 minutes north of Porto Airport, Viana do Castelo is a charming and lively nautical city renowned for its impressive architecture, where Renaissance influence meets modern design in beautiful balance. A walk to the top of Santa Lucia Hill reveals one of Europe's most breathtaking vistas, where a majestic basilica of the same name towers over the winding Azure Bay. Known as the Healthy City, Viana has been blessed with some of the best conditions for active sports and leisure activities. Yet the local gastronomy is equally enticing, from an exciting variety of bacalhau dishes to the mouth-watering Torta de Viana. The city's popular August Festival is a vibrant parade filled with traditional food and fare that come alive through Modomas, whose bright native dress is also displayed in a local museum. Building on its green credentials, Viana also leads the way in wind farm technologies and wind turbine manufacturing.
Nos encontramos en el primer campamento europeo de surf adaptado, donde personas con discapacidad, con cualquier tipo de discapacidad, se han reunido para practicar el surf, un deporte muy conocido popularmente y que ayuda a mejorar la condición física y las relaciones sociales de las personas con discapacidad. En este proyecto, que es único en Europa y pionero, se han juntado Portugal, España e Italia y va a tener una duración de un año, concluyendo con un seminario sobre el primer seminario de surf adaptado que se organizará en el marco de un programa Erasmus+.
We come to an end of a beautiful week together with the club of Viana, play and train. It was a fantastic time to spend together with the group. We're looking forward to collaborate once again. And I don't know, I'm really impressed with the Viana club. The infrastructure is amazing.
Como vicepresidente de Play and Train, creo que el CAM aquí en Viana ha sido súper positivo porque bueno, hemos empezado a desarrollar las estructuras de surf. A nivel de ocio hemos podido hacer que personas con muchos tipos de discapacidades puedan entrar al agua sin ningún problema. Y bueno, yo creo que esto va a ayudar mucho a plantar una semilla, digamos, para que luego en un futuro se pueda desarrollar mucho más el surf a nivel mundial.
Não, o balanço é extremamente positivo. Nós tivemos umas condições fantásticas de mar e de tempo também. O espírito foi ótimo, portanto, toda a gente, portanto, interagiram todos muito bem, foi um intercâmbio perfeito, diria, e de maneira que as bases estão lançadas para que o surf adaptado na Europa seja sustentável, e da nossa parte do surf de Viana é com todo o gosto e prazer que nós proporcionamos estes momentos a surfistas com portadores de deficiência.
Estamos aqui em Viana, a última ação da campanha nacional para o SUP, da Federação Portuguesa de Surf. Foi um grande sucesso, fizemos aulas com miúdos entre os 5 e os 10 anos de SUP Kids, outras aulas de SUP Wave com os atletas do clube. E realmente aqui em Viana o clube montou uma estrutura muito interessante para o treino do stand-up paddle. Já a equipa nacional fez aqui vários estágios e o clube agora vai desenvolver uma atividade continuativa ao longo do ano nessa que é uma das praias melhores do país para a prática do stand-up paddle.
What's up, everybody? Oh my goodness, what a very interesting day here we're having at the Viana World Bodyboarding Championship. The last day of action, absolutely just crushing as the fog came in the very early morning. We had a little opening during the mid-afternoon, and we had the 2 semifinals of the Pro Juniors, and 12 minutes into that final of the Pro Juniors, we had to put it on hold again. So now, what is on tap? Teza, give us a lowdown.
Well, first and foremost, thanks for hanging in there. It's been a really challenging day for the athletes and for everyone involved with the APB. So, you know, it's just Mother Nature showing who's boss again. Happened in Sintra, and here we are. It's happening again. I guess what's going to happen, unfortunately, the webcast crew, they're only booked for the week, and they have to go to the next show. So we're going to sign off with the webcast pretty much now, and we're going to come back tomorrow, Manny, with the semi-finals. We're going to contest the semi-finals of the men's. We're going to also, and of course the final, and we'll wrap up the boys Pro Junior final, and we'll crown a world champion. We do have the Andre here who's been doing the highlight clips, so all of this stuff will be available in a pretty cool final day highlight. But once again we apologise, but things are just out of our control. We're going to put up the athletes tonight. We're going to give them accommodation. We're going to give them a nice hot meal, and then have a nice rest, and we're going to finish the competition tomorrow. Of course, it's so important. I mean, this is the trophy here. It's really important that we, finish the Pro, particularly the Pro Junior, and of course, the last Quest event of the year is really important to many for deciding those people that go into the Grand Slam for 2019. So that's it in a nutshell.
All right, so if you want to update on what has been scored in that final in the Pro Junior and what is on tap for the men's now 4-man final, or that could change as well.
It's going to go back to the semis because we'll have more time. I mean, look, there's still no total guarantee that the fog won't be here tomorrow morning. The forecast says no fog, but just this time of the year in Portugal, folks, you've got that hot air in the morning colliding with the freezing cold water, and like I said, it does create a bit of a Turkish steam bath. We can only laugh about it because it's a bit of a stress out, but look, that's it in a nutshell. We're just going to roll with it tomorrow and see what happens.
All right, so there you have it. For Teza and everybody else here at the Viana 2018 World Bodyboarding Championship, Manny Vargas and the rest of the crew, thank you for hanging in there for those very spectacular first few days when we had sun and surf. But this is it. Stay tuned on the APB Facebook page. More details and information there about what is happening here for the last and final day. And yes, check out Stacked for all the information. Tez, anything else?
Yeah, we'll probably do some Facebook clips. We'll shoot some stuff with our phones, and we'll keep everyone up to date with as much information as we can. So tune in tomorrow, folks. It's an 8 o'clock check-in for an 8:30 start. So on behalf of the CEO of the APB, Alex Leon, Manny Vargas, and myself, Tez McKenna, thank you so much for checking in and hanging out with us all week here in Viana. And we're going to wrap it up tomorrow, and we'll catch you guys later.
That's it.
Okay, thanks, guys. Bye.
We are on into it. Let's do this right now.
Live on epicenter.tv.